Can you guys hear us through the background music? You should be in the waiting room. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear our voices. Say hello to them, folks.
Hey.
How goes it, everybody?
Okay, let us know. Thumbs up in the chat. Give us some emojis in the chat when you can hear our voices.
It's only part of that is about like the quality of music you create, right? It's really about like.
Sorry, I don't know. Video playing on the, like I was trying to open the articles that I have saved for the news segment and.
Well, now I'm really interested. He sounded like he was making a good point, or at least trying to.
yeah, right? It sounded good. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go live. I've seen some emojis in the chat, and here we go to live. We are live.
How goes it?
Hey,
guys, welcome to another episode of Mineyour.Biz Monday. Hey, it's me, your returning host, Seth Estrada. You know these two. You guys are above me, by the way, in the chat right now. You know these two. This kind young lady up here, beautiful co-host, one Nicole Grinstead. Nerd girl, how are you?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
I'm seeing some dabs in the chat.
What?
People, dabbing. The dab emoji.
Okay.
You're getting the dab emoji. I don't know what that means. This is an inside joke. And guys, we have with us tonight the one and only bro, Kenn Bosak. Kenn, how are you?
Thanks for having me, bro. How goes it, everybody?
Man,
I'm good.
Awesome. So, guys, we got some stuff that's come up. Recent events. Nerd Girl has a bunch of hey. So we've got some subscribers coming in. Thank you so much for those subscriptions. We're seeing those come in live, and we're going to be able to see your subscriptions as they come in live, not just for this channel, of course, but for Nerd Girls at Web3 TV and Kenn's. We've got the overlay for Kenn's channel, too. So if at any point during this event, you're like, hey, you know what? I really like what that dude said, or I really like what Nerd Girl said. Strongly encourage you to support them with a subscription. Consider hitting that bell icon so you know when they go live or when they publish media. Guys, your support right now, as we're ramping back into a bull market, is huge, right? We want to be part of that voice that helps educate the next generation of crypto holders, and we absolutely appreciate your support. So thank you for doing that. Thank you in advance. So we got so much tonight. I'm sorry, that was a long one, guys. The intro.
Yeah, so we're going to do the news segment, and then we're going to go through the steps for how you can win a part of, we've got $100 in USDT to give away. It's not necessarily that we're supporting Tether. It's that, the sponsor for our giveaway this evening was Roger Ver, and he wanted to show me how inexpensive it was to transact in stable coins on Bitcoin Cash. It cost less than a penny.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, way better than using Ethereum right now.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah, seriously, you ran the risk of paying $100 in gas tonight.
Yeah, I don't know, like, if it costs X amount to breed a crypto kitty, doesn't that cost go into like the value of the offspring? So isn't that why we're seeing increased value right now in Ethereum? Also, why it's like, why is it gaining value if it's so expensive to use? I think it's a byproduct of the gas fee costing so much to do things that expenditure in gas is going into the value of the byproduct. So it's actually like a hand over fist scenario. Weird to watch.
Okay, so you're saying that this is good for crypto, right? Is that our first
I think it's
quote?
At least good for Ethereum right now. I mean, it's obviously, it's doing well while it's also questionable, like how. Like, it costs like $500 to send $1, but it's also going up consistently.
Nice.
So, hey, speaking of Bitcoin and Ethereum, the first news article that I wanted to cover tonight is called, "Is Ethereum Left and Bitcoin Right?" It's from Cointelegraph. So it's definitely something that I've noticed before. Kind of like the rainbows and unicorns and socialism, or I don't know, some kind of like quasi-socialism that goes on over in multi-coiner or Ethereum circles that is definitely not present in hardcore Bitcoin maximalism for sure. And so it was really interesting when I saw this article. It's amplified. The difference between the two is amplified because Vitalik recently took aim at the founder of smart contracts, Nick Szabo, on Twitter, to which someone responded. And so one part of the article that I'm really intrigued by, do you have that open, Seth?
I do, yeah.
Okay, is where it says that the more hard currency focused the coin, the more right wing are its holders. There's various different theories throughout the article, but 55% of Bitcoin BTCers are right wing, 57% of Monero, 63% of Bitcoin Cash, and 69% of Bitcoin holders
Giggity.
are conservative. Yeah, so I'm curious about if this means that Litecoin is the hardest money that we have in the cryptosphere. And if so, how is it not the favorite?
Wow, that's a brilliant question, guys. F in the chat. No, I'm just kidding. Give us a response instead. Like, actually let us know. What are your thoughts about that? Litecoin being the hardest currency within the cryptosphere, and the implications of potentially every time you talk to somebody who's a Litecoin fanatic, them probably wanting to tell you that they don't owe you anything. Just, by the numbers, they're probably going to say that to you, right? Based on what Nerd Girl just said. They're going to tell you don't know anything. They don't owe you anything. You're not owed any handouts, and stop being so entitled.
So another question that I have from reading this article was, as far as the assertion that ETH has more to do with the application unrelated to banking and finance, and that's why it's more liberal, right? So I'm not so sure about that, because DeFi is the biggest part of Ethereum. And, with I think all but one of the major DeFi projects that are listed are on Ethereum. So yeah, I'm not so sure about that.
Yep, that's a fair question.
Okay, so want to move on to the CipherTrace news?
Absolutely, let's do it. Though we do have a comment here that I'd like to call out. Yankee, thanks for saying hello in the chat. He says he only spent 80 cents on Ethereum and the transaction was near instant. Well, good for you, Yankee.
I was trolling. Yeah, you got lucky. But I mean, when you're trying to talk about, like, I'm a gamer, bro. So if I'm sitting here playing a blockchain game and I just want to submit a transaction to go right or left or pick something up that's in the tall grass, I ain't trying to spend that dollars to pick up, dust that sits in my MetaMask wallet in a Web 3.0 browser. It's never going to get used because it's too expensive.
I mean, but NFTs, Ken. NFTs.
I know.
Do it for the NFTs.
That's the thing. I do not have any Ethereum. I stopped holding ETH itself years ago, but I have plenty of Ethereum non-fungible tokens. Like, that's and I mean it when I say NFTs are my shitcoins. Like that. You want to see my bags? I got to open MetaMask. I got to open Trust Wallet. I got to open something that will show you my NFT. I got to open my Atomic Hub wallet for Wax. Like, show you my Will Shatners. But it's like, that's my FOMOs. I don't really go after too many coins. Like, I love Wax, but I don't even use Wax as like an investment vehicle. It's a utility token. I use it to buy NFTs and make my own on the platform. Why would I hold it when I can use it?
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Also, thank you, Ken. By the way, I'm just going to shout it out because he is the first to super chat, first to hit that super chat button. Thank you, Ken. He says, pound that button.
That Ken guy sounds like a good dude. You should listen and pound that like button.
Awesome. Okay, so in privacy news, CipherTrace developed a Monero tracing tool to aid U.S. DHS investigations. Rachel Wolfson, all of our friend, right? She wrote this article, Cointelegraph, and she says, although it seems as though the tool will allow law enforcement to track, although it does seem as though the tool will allow law enforcement to track Monero transactions, Rachel says that this could be a positive for Monero, as it will allow businesses to ensure that they aren't accepting Monero gained from illicit sources. I'm not so sure, though. Most people who use privacy coins want them to be untraceable, right?
Wrong.
No? Okay.
1% of like Dash transactions are private. Like, they're all insta send, but I mean, nobody opts into Dash private. Just nobody. Mm-hmm. It's all public. You can look into it. It's public.
Oh, right, but we're not talking about
but I know, but I'm talking about private coin centric fanboys using their a better than Bitcoin alternative, and they're not even using the better than Bitcoin feature of their fanboy coin. So like 1% of Dash transactions are like actually private send. That's not a bash on Dash. I fucking love Dash. It's awesome. Like, the thing is, though, people don't care about privacy. They really genuinely don't. It's corporations, companies, the big guys, the people liable at the end of the day, not individuals. So yeah, you're right. This is going to be great. Monero might even get on Coinbase with shit like this, but it will all be through what I said for years: mandatory whitelisted addresses, KYC in and out. If it doesn't have a whitelist address, won't move, and that has to be KYC. Doesn't matter if you get your friend to KYC it for you. Someone's going to have to KYC that outgoing address, and then you might be able to send it off the exchange with another white. It's going to end up being whitelisted and it have its own little like economy for these like clean private coins.
Well, definitely anything can happen within the listing space now. I mean, we see all kinds of stuff happening that we didn't think would happen, right? So with Monero, like you're saying,
this is being incentivized by the Binance delisting of private coins. Like, everyone's going nuts because these exchanges are delisting private coins. Private coins are just like Ethereum. When Ethereum had their CryptoKitty, moment, they stepped up to the plate and fixed it. We're going to have these privacy coin developers have an incentive to do something to meet some regulation to get on those major exchanges again. Now they're motivated to kind of conform. That's what's going to happen. We're going to see levels of conformity now.
I think that might be true to some extent with some projects. I think Monero has historically, they've held out though. That's the thing. They've been consistent about that. You've had some other privacy coins that have had conditional privacy like Dash, like you're talking about, Zcash, where it's conditional. It's totally opt-in. You get a really low percentage of actual opt-in by the user base. But Monero, because of its architectural choice to be private by default, they don't want this at the developer level. They really don't want this to happen. Chain analysis.
Oh, I'm sure they'll have a workaround for it. That they'll have a tumbler or a mixer. They'll have some kind of chain swap. They'll have something built in to be like, oh, this is an easy workaround. No problem. Let's do it because people can opt into this, and now it can get back on. I'm not saying it will be like a mandatory feature, but it's definitely something that we'll see Trojan horsed. They'll figure it out, especially the Monero community. I mean, one of my favorite things they've ever done was like that Coin Hive thing, where like you could have people mine Monero while on your website. Legit.
Yeah. There's some other interesting news about. Oh, hold on. Shade in the chat. Yes, Yankee. Zcash is still a thing.
I have Zcash. I actually have some of that. They're cool.
The privacy community is skeptical about what CipherTrace will actually be able to track. Still, there are some privacy advocates who insist that tools like the one that CipherTrace has developed violates human privacy rights. So, what's your opinion, audience, guys? And are analytics firms like CipherTrace bad for the crypto industry in general?
Tell us. Sound off, guys. Comments. Be active.
Hey, I see Sound Genie Irish Crypto Girl in the chat. Hi, love you. How goes it? Greg, I see you. How goes it? Smooth. We got Crypto Yankee. Yankee's a mod.
Yes, Yankee is a mod.
Yeah, that's a Mario bro right there.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. Yeah, what's next?
Yeah. Okay, so on quantitative easing, crypto, and modern monetary theory. I'm not sure I agree with his position that the objective of this QE, unlike 2008, was to help people. Because, citizens are getting checks. And so
we're going to start a GoFundMe to get you better internet.
Right?
Yeah, no, I know. It's bad. It's bad. Okay, so but the majority of the money went to bailing out large businesses who were employing irresponsible business practices, right? So one thing the author says that's really important is that operators who do a majority of behind-the-scenes buying will soon be buying crypto. And his reason for reaching that conclusion is that the dollar or the stock market has essentially decoupled from the dollar, saying that means that it's the same as crypto. I mean, I don't know. That's just what the article said. So you both seem like you're not interested in. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's take it as a data point. Let's get to our summary comments and just a little bit.
Okay, so the author highlights that banks are now allowed to hold crypto in custody, but says we're still far from having FDCI insurance. But that's not what the next article that we're going to talk about says. From earlier in the same day, and that's about Binance and Swipe partnership and the future offering of
I'm excited.
cards.
I'm excited. That might actually get me to go try and get some KYC for that. That's so cool.
Yeah, agreed. So this Binance swipe partnership is huge news for the unbanked, right? Like, I mean, over the weekend, someone was asking me how I live unbanked and how one can easily deposit a paper check into cryptocurrency. And with this Binance swap partnership and card, you'll be able to deposit a paper check into your bank account that, you know, is Binance, or it's actually held in a different bank. But
that's weird that you say that. I literally just drafted a tweet before this, and I was going to save it for after this, and I was going to tweet it out. And it says, stop buying Bitcoin, get paid in Bitcoin, sign up for Bitwage. Anybody can get their McDonald's paycheck in Bitcoin right now today. If you work at McDonald's, get your direct deposit, sign up for Bitwage. Bitwage will send it right to your Edge wallet, private keys and all. It is non-custodial. And then you opt out of the fiat system completely. They have no opportunity to fractional reserve your dollar. They can't multiply your dollar because it never hits the bank. It goes right into Bitcoin. You're taking your money out of the economy immediately.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. And seriously, guys, this is why we had to ask Kenn onto the show, because Kenn, he's the oracle of how to use crypto practically. Like, he's the guy who makes this work. Kenn, I have to thank you for, I mean, you've been a squeaky wheel about Bitwage for some time. My son, who does work, his very first job ever, uses Bitwage. So, like,
yes, awesome.
And also Wasabi Wallet, right? So,
nice.
Sorry, not Wasabi. He uses Samurai Wallet on the
Samurai.
mobile.
Oh, okay, I know what you mean, Samurai, because it's a little bit more of a private wallet.
Yeah, and it's mobile first. So, you know, and that's, for him, it's like, I keep telling him, like, hey, you should get a laptop or a desktop for gaming even. And he's like, no.
I tell people all the time, I don't touch my computer. I touched it right now I don't touch this thing, man. My phone has become more of a computer than my laptop in the 90s or early 2000s ever was. I've done more with this phone than I could ever do from 2001 to 2010 with a laptop.
That is crazy, man. So anyway, I'm sorry. Huge segue. Or a huge giant tangent there, but thank you for mentioning Bitwage. Let's come back to that in just a little while. And yeah, stop interrupting Dr. Sound Genie though, or Sound Dr. Genie, not Dr. Sound Genie. That sounds interesting, right? But anyway,
Sound Dr. Genie.
Thank you for the tip. He sent a 420 tip. Thank you so much. It's 420 somewhere, not anywhere here in the United States, but thank you.
Yeah, sorry I interrupted, nerdy.
No worries. That everybody should weigh in. That's kind of what we do. So yeah. So it also is saying that up to certain limits, there will be FDIC insurance, and you'll be able to convert whatever funds you deposit into your bank account via Binance and Swipe into, which various supporting cryptocurrencies, which is huge for people who live unbanked, people who live on their cryptocurrency. I don't know. Depositing checks isn't easy right now.
That's awesome. So just a quick refresher. Last time that I checked, FDIC insurance was only good to $250,000. So if for whatever reason you're watching this live stream and you're like, that's just not enough. It's not enough coverage for my crypto unbanking, then, seek elsewhere, whatever.
Yeah. Well, most banks would probably tell you the same exact thing though.
Yeah.
So FDIC insurance, and it's not perfect either, right? They're like any other kind of insurance. They will fight you every step of the way if you need to make a claim. So, it's not perfect.
At the end of the day, you're actually your own insurance, getting your own money back, paying yourself for it. It's a pretty interesting pyramid scheme they have with these insurance for money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so that's big. Thank you for that one, nerd girl. What do we have next?
Okay, so next is Yearn Yam and the rise of crypto's weird DeFi moment. So the idea is like saying that the whole article kind of hashes out the sort of ridiculousness of what's going on with crypto, mostly Uniswap tokens right now, right? Like one day people are farming for yams, and then like the next day everyone's buying sushi. And, it kind of breaks down several different, DeFi projects and their base level fundamentals.
I found somebody doing milk, and it was random, not it was totally random. Yeah, I know. I'm like, what the hell, bro? We can't have anything nice in crypto.
No. If it's meme worthy,
they're farming milk, bro. I'm so mad right now.
If it's meme worthy, though, man, that's the other thing about crypto, though. Can you blame them if it's a good meme?
No, but here's what I blame, right? See, I don't know, bro. I'd be like fly on the wall, and I like to be cynical and shit. Like, I totally have like conspiracy mentality for like when I see things happen in booms or in waves or something that seems very forced, not so natural progression, right? It seems very unnatural that these yam exchanges or whatever are getting a lot of attention so quickly, and it's not like it's coming from CNN or even CoinDesk, right? You know, if you keep an eye on like these bigger influencers or these bigger random shit posting accounts, it's really these guys that are now becoming the people that used to pay them to pump and dump their shit. Now they're just pump and dumping their own meme coins instead of getting paid to pump and dump somebody else's. So I'm seeing who's creating these shitcoin DeFi exchanges, and they're just paying their inner circle friends to just meme chill it, and then they're getting rich. And it's ICO 2.0, except now the ICO suit and tie guys aren't paying influencers. It's influencers paying influencers to influence and then sell meme coins. I mean, if it isn't obvious by now, and I'm just fucking high, I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, right. You know what though? Yeah, you're not wrong either. That's the thing. You're not wrong.
This author brought up was that any transaction under, and I'm not sure that I agree with this or even understand what he meant. He said any transaction under $10,000 hasn't been worth it after the transaction fees. I'm not sure about that.
I see Jack R in the chat. DeFi is a relic. Facts, bro. I've been using DeFi since I got into Bitcoin. I mean, Shapeshift was like my first dip in the pond of DeFi. You know, it was like, then block trades. Why don't more people use block trades? It's like, why go to Binance for all these things when block trades has it? Or like other things like Changely, Change Angel. There's so many alternatives. I mean, bro, you could even go to friggin' Elon Gorn has a DEX that he built with Total. You could use a Bros DEX if you want. Like, you know, there's so many. This has been around forever. The problem is now you have influencers deciding, oh, I figured out how to make my own shit. It became too easy to build that now marketers are builders and they're marketing their own builds. And that is fucking dangerous. And I will not get involved in any of it, bro, at all.
Yeah, it's postmodernism. It's postmodernism applied to finance, man. It's it's the dog returning to its own vomit. Yeah, not going to end well.
Not at all.
So, guys, now that we're talking about DeFi, I guess it's time to talk about Ethereum Classic. And what, 3 weeks ago was their third 51% attack?
No, more recently was the third. This is breaking. Last 48 hours it was the third.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Third successful. That's the other thing, is it was successful. There was a successful double spend. It's not just that they had 51% of the net hash, it's that they used it. They used it maliciously. And man, their tactics were strong. Their black hat, the black hat game is strong.
So what do you think that means for the future of Ethereum Classic as a potential DeFi platform?
There is no future. It has no future. Who would build on it? And if you did build on it, who would come? And that's one of those things, like, you're right. We're only at like 2% mass adoption. So there is a chance that even if you did build it on there, people would still come. I mean, you could relaunch BitConnect today, right now. And if it worked, people would still fall for it because there's still that many more new people in this space than there are that are even aware of the existing scams. You know, that's the same thing with people from projects that relaunch tokens again and again and again. Nobody follows the paper trail of the team. So they keep getting away with it. But, you know, it may start to get that like self regulation, like people calling them out. Maybe bigger accounts will do it. But right now, it's still like scammer making another scam to scam again. It's weird to watch. It's just like 2017 all over again.
Yeah, pretty much. That in 2018, there were a couple of 51% attacks. And you mentioned it before, the website that went up to show how little it really costs to get 51% of the net hash of a different project. It happened to Bitcoin Gold, confirmed. Though in their case, it was a confirmed over $20 million that the double spend they got away with. So Ravencoin had happened to not long ago, but theirs wasn't a 51% attack. Basically, the black hats are out in force right now because they know whatever they can smash and grab right now before everything runs up, and then they can somehow mix or tumble into a more popular project with higher market cap. It was free money. So if they could just sit on it, right? You take $20 million in Bitcoin Gold when Bitcoin itself is trading for $6K and you sit on it, what's it worth today?
Right. Well, a lot of people don't realize a lot of these blockchains, well, all of them, even Bitcoin, really, they're just pinatas full of money. and people are incentivized to take cracks at it. And Bitcoin's the most attacked blockchain of them all, and nothing has happened nearly as what has happened we've seen with the Ethereum Classic. So it's holding its ground. But I mean, like what you said, like the incentive is there now more than ever, especially during a periodical bull run. It starts to get people kind of like, people made money during the last one. So like there was no incentive to get off their couch and get back to the keyboard. But during a periodical bull run, that will motivate some dude to get out of his Lambo and stop doing donuts in the driveway to come back and keyboard warrior a few more Lambos for the driveway.
Mhm.
You're right. If that's all it takes. Keyboard warrior Lambos, bro. I'm gonna take that for a vanity plate if I can get it. Keyboard warrior.
So, hey,
right on your Lambo.
we're talking about DeFi. We're talking about Ethereum Classic, and we recently had on my channel Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, who today said that he's become interested in DeFi, and that Cardano will be issuing a stablecoin that will be better than MakerDAO.
Congratulations, and I believe him.
So yeah. And speaking of other people getting in on DeFi, Justin, son of Tron, has also created a DeFi meme coin.
Yeah.
I said this the other day on another podcast.
The possibility
this is so funny. I knew this was coming. I totally called this weeks. I called this weeks ago. I talked about this on a podcast weeks ago where we're going to see Justin have his own DeFi exchange because he needs to. It needs to happen. And then you can have all the shitty ones under it.
Yeah, guys, real quick before we jump into Justin Sen's meme coin, which itself is a meme, right? Apparently, like it's a meme come true, right? It's is it self-fulfilling memacy? So really quick, we got a couple of comments from the comment section here. Just wanted to quickly say thank you so much to the mining fam that's come out tonight. We've got a couple of proof of work content creators that are with us tonight as well. Serpent, X Special Forces, and the one and only Michael Carter from Bits Be Trippin'. Thanks so much for chiming in on the Ethereum Classic. And Carter's a bit more connected to some of the proof of work scene. Tends to get a bit of that insider info, and not regulated insider info, but you know what I mean. Tends to hear a lot of stuff before it comes down the pike. And he mentions that this is worth bringing up. Ethereum Classic is switching their proof of work algorithm away from what Ethereum uses, right, ETH, and moving to SHA-3, which is a different mining algorithm. But Serpent X Special Forces says in the comments, it's probably not enough. I agree with that. It's not enough by itself to prevent having a future 51% attack, because at first, GPUs will be able to mine it. So once NiceHash or Mining Rig Rentals says, hey, we've got SHA-3 now, all of a sudden you're going to have 10,000, 20,000, 60,000 GPUs around the world that are mining there because they're going to earn a premium. And then one guy from his keyboard, like Kenn was saying before, can say like, all right, cool. How much does it take to rent that many? I'll rent it for 5 hours. That's enough for me to double spend and make off for a fourth successful attack on Ethereum Classic. SHA-3 isn't enough.
Yeah, I mean, even if they tried to fork it and do something, I mean, at this point, the community behind it has to be burnt out. You have to take into account the fatigue of the Ethereum Classic developers, not only emotionally from these 51% attacks, but also financially due to the success of the fork that they deemed a demonized fork. So it's got to be wearing on them, and that is something that investors that have enough common sense to invest in something like this would even consider. They would look at that and say, look, man, like we either need to see a second wind now, or I mean, it's already at this point too late for your second wind.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's absolutely true. Like you said before, right now it's unless basically the market loses its marbles, like takes crazy pills or something, or we get enough new participants. Because we've seen it, right? Like the mania, it's hit, it's struck.
You're right. It is a possibility in crypto land, bro. It totally is, 100%, totally.
Yeah, and we got so many people that just like that can't be bothered to RTFM, right? Like Bitcoin talk it's fixed, right? Like the message are all there.
What do you think about the potential of Justin? I mean, remember during the layoffing? I mean, Ethereum laid off everybody. Cardano laid off everybody. It was like Engine. I mean, Steam it laid off everybody. Justin went out and paid their bills, paid their rent, paid for their server fees, and then helped them develop what they were doing on alternative blockchains to be built on, Tron. So I don't know. Maybe Ethereum Classic could be one of those potential partnerships, integrate. Hey, look what we have built. Justin could. He's done it for other communities. You know, if this community wanted to, they could say, hey, look, we'll take what we've done and we want to build it on Tron now.
That's entirely possible. Yeah, the various different token translators and NFT translators. Yeah, it's possible, man. And especially in a moment of financial weakness, like you're saying, it's happened to all kinds of companies in the past. Apple, for example, right?
Right.
It's like it's history now, right? It's like everybody's favorite piece of tech history when Bill Gates saved Apple with that investment, and Charles talked about it in our interview, right?
Mhm.
Because it's so powerful, man, right? That founding myth of the saving of Apple by Microsoft.
And that's exactly how I looked at Justin when he did that, bro. Like that should always brought a tear to my eye, because like it's like, this is my religion, this is my family, this is my community, and to see somebody that is in a position to help actually doing it rather than saying, oh, as a community we should raise money to like, bro, you have the money, we raised it, you got millions of it, do something, you know, stop asking your community for more money to do shit and do stuff with the money you already took from them.
Mhm. Totally.
Yeah.
Actually, so doing some research today, I actually started writing questions for Justin Sun, even though I've never talked to him. But I was like, oh, now I'm starting to like that. It seems like talking to him is something that is on my list of.
Oh, he's a total bro. You're gonna love it. I got to hang out with him in Hong Kong for a while, and we just shot this shit. And yeah, man, like I totally saw like the whole NFT thing on Tron happening. We were talking about it way back in like Hong Kong token 2049 or something, and it was just like, I don't know, we just clicked. He's totally like seeing 50 steps ahead of where things are, and it's not like impossible steps to do. It's just time, and he's realistic about it, and I really like that. And then the whole buy my shit coin, like that's the Justin I know in real life. Like buy my shit coin, like that fucking video, that's him in real life. He is a bro. He's a crypto bro.
That's so cool. Hey, just real quick shout out to Sound Dr. Genie. Thank you again for for that.
666.
Yeah, thank you. What's funny is that sometimes members of the community or followers on my channel, they'll be like, "So Seth, you're religious, right? Like, I wonder if I can offend you." And it's like, no. What little attack surface I actually have is pretty thick. So by all means, keep on sending super chats of $6.66. You'll offend me by doing that. If you keep doing it, guys, all night. If you keep sending me super chats.
Sound Genie, I promise you, means no ill will. He's one of my bros. It's just I do 420 a lot. He decides to do 666 a lot.
Nice. Well, guys, thank you. At any rate, thank you so much for the support tonight. It means a lot.
So with the possibility of DeFi projects now being built, like with the issuance of this Sun token, that instigates the possibility of DeFi projects now being built on Tron instead of Ethereum, which could signal a major change. Transactions on Tron have always been faster and less expensive than those on Ethereum, particularly now as ETH transfer fees have surged out of control. Still, there's little information about how Sun will work and whether DeFi projects will trust the Tron blockchain to build upon, but time will tell, right?
I don't know, man. I just used Just Swap thing in my Tron wallet the other day to buy some Just token, and yeah, I mean, it couldn't be any more. The Tron wallet, swipe to the left, there's the DEX, buy the coin with the coin. I mean, and it was cheap. I'm not even considering looking at Ethereum tokens right now, because the amount of money I'd spend in trying to get them, I mean, I'd already be in debt. It would need to go up like 5-10%. You know what I mean? Just for me to make my money back and break even investment. Who does that when investing?
Yeah,
Who goes into debt the day they invest? Like the moment you invest, you're already 10% in the hole.
So I think that's why, like, some of the earliest stuff, the earlier attempts where people were like gaming the system by writing like really like ridiculous smart contracts by themselves, bespoke smart contracts, so they could do it entirely by themselves, do the flash loan, right? Like take a non-collateralized loan, which is still like how did they manage to do that, right? Uncollateralized flash loans on Ethereum, and then bounce it through multiple switches by writing a smart contract.
Yeah, because it's all completed in one smart contract. That's how they took the loans without actually putting up the. We talked about that a little bit, didn't we?
We did briefly, but that's like.
On air,
I'm just saying, like, so Ken, I'm just saying, like, to your point, you're right. It's crazy under any other circumstance. You'd have to be able to see like, okay, universe, please let me know that when the planets align and when every single stoplight between my house and my destination has a green light, give me my Lambo right then, right? And put a jet, like a jet on it, a jet engine on it. And a smart contract can do that, but under no other circumstances does it make any sense to pay the kind of fees people are paying.
Right. What do we call a Dex DeFi? You know what I mean? Like where these interoperabilities and atomic swap protocols come into play, where like the Tron DEX and the Ethereum DEX and their DeFis can intercommunicate with one wall, where you could, you know what I mean? Where it is one thing. And that's where I think's like the final frontier for trading and traders is interoperability, things like atomic swaps. But first, just that layer of interoperability where Ethereum DeFi, Tron DeFi, Cardano DeFi, all layered in front of each other. And then, you know what I mean? Transparent to the point to where it is one DeFi. That is a true DeFi. Right now, you got the AOL, the intranet of DeFis, right? Like you're basically, you think you're on the internet until you try to go to, youporn.com and realize AOL doesn't have that in their intranet. That's you on a DEX when you realize the Tron token or the Cardano token isn't on the Ethereum, DeFi or DEX exchange.
Yeah, no, that's totally true. So yeah, DEXs and interledger protocols, like various different interledger protocols. I think, so we touched on it before. Maybe we can get into this in a minute, but I'm realizing we've like talked right through the news section. Sorry, Nicole. I've done it again.
The news segment.
I apologize. So Ken, you came out. Yeah, I mean, maybe you remember, bro. If you start on a tangent, I'll give you another tangent. Before you know it, we've made another circle, right? Like,
yeah, it happens a lot. You guys can't let me talk. You have to mute me. I'm telling you, I won't be offended. I talk way too much.
So before we move into talking about NFTs, my experience making NFTs this week, and interviewing Ken, I want to list off the rules for our crypto giveaway.
Yes, absolutely, guys. We have to let you know what the rules of engagement are, because $100. Let's just be real. Doesn't matter what coin it is. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So, shout out to Roger Vera. I respect that and appreciate it. So Roger, I know you're watching. I love you.
So,
all right. So yeah, the rules are subscribe to both Mineyour.Biz and Web3 TV on YouTube. Follow us both on Twitter. Share the video link on a different social media platform. Sorry, on any other social media platform, or can I share
any other social media platform? Because some of you might not be on Twitter. Some of you might still be on Facebook. And some of you might be on Instagram or whatever. Some of you are whatever. You're Instagram famous.
Some
you want to make us
on
IG
4chan.
famous. Dude, right?
Yeah. So yeah, then comment on the video with a link to the social media post and submit a question for Ken about living on crypto gaming, or NFTs.
So guys, yeah, if you have any questions about that, go ahead and hit us up in the chat. I'm going to start writing those out and sending them to you in the live chat right now so you can see them. But I was asked a question, and it's relevant, right? So Vorn is asking, and yes, I see you, Vorn. Thank you for staying up way late. It's like the middle of the night where you are, but it asks, why are there rules? Well, I mean, there's not any particular reason why, other than that we don't want to show any kind of favoritism. We want to make sure that there's something that you guys are doing in exchange for it. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. We just want to make sure that you guys are.
I mean, also because we both need to get our subscriber counts up, because the higher subscribers we have, the more money that we can ask for giveaways, and the easier it is for us to ask for money from our sponsors.
Right. You were mentioning.
I would rather
mention a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? You need to be able to incentivize engagement by monetizing it, and then you can gamify it, and that's like something that keeps feeding itself. And I've been trying to do that with the Bitcoin faucet thing. We're like, hey, will you tweet this for some Bitcoin? I'm like, yeah, sure, but I'm going to give it all away. So let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys, Ken's got the right idea. It's what we're trying to do too. Plus, it just feels good to give stuff away, doesn't it? Like, it feels really good.
It does. I remember what it was like in like 2016 when people would send me some crypto tips. And then, 2019, I'm looking at my tip jar and I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to the Bahamas. I love my audience.
We're not there yet. Soon.
Well, even if that's the thing though, even if you're not there though, Bitcoin will get there eventually, and a couple dollars turns into a couple grand real quick in crypto land.
So
Yeah.
plus, I would rather take money from the people who have millions of dollars and billions of dollars than from our audience, right? Like, I mean, tips are great. I appreciate them, but like, I would feel a lot better about being paid from people who could afford to pay me.
Yeah, Irish Girl Crypto sounds off in the chat saying addicting.
Addicting. I see her. Yep, it is. It is definitely. I saw that there's a leaderboard for coin tips, and I had to stop looking at it because I almost got competitive with the tipping.
Oh, and CoinKit,
They have a
list?
leaderboard for how much people tip. It is a competitive market for tipping people the most, and I'm just like, okay, I'll try, but can't we just play Apex Legends? I'm much better.
Well, yeah, my week attempt today was like, I was dusting everybody like 10 sats, like retweet for 10 sats, and people are doing it.
Yeah, well, it's cool. I like that it's a incentive, you know? It's like, look, I really could use some retweets. I'm sure you could use some sats. Let's, scratch each other's back. And that's sort of how like monetizing your tweets are with CoinKit. And I think that's a really like cool way to give back. And like, they have like different ways to do it too. It's like you can do like a giveaway in every tweet that will also get people to retweet it. So you could give like, one person $5 instead of, every person, 5 sats or something. So it's like really cool different ways to like use it to get like something for giving back. I don't know. It seems more symbiotic than parasitic, when it comes to like influencer content creator shit.
Yeah, no, man, totally. And again, I appreciate the inspiration. That's what got me. So I had somebody that where I've seen some other people use CoinKit before, but I'd never used it myself. And I had some rewards just stored up that were already given to me in my CoinKit wallet. And I was like, I'm not going to withdraw those. Like, why? Why pay the fee to withdraw that amount? It was more worth giving away. And then I saw you were like, you know what? I'm gonna use some. I saw you getting into automation of a CoinKit giveaway, cool. And I was like, yeah, that was inspiring. So I thought I'm gonna like dip my toe in the water here. I'll just do a giveaway.
Yeah, I have a button on my phone. If I hit the button, it turns the faucet on. If I hit the button, it turns the faucet off. So I could just have it every hour, just to give away Bitcoin on the hour every hour.
That's cool. Well, yeah, we got to get through this. I think we got to get through this news stuff. We got guys. The chat is going crazy.
Yeah, we're through the news. We're moving into questions for Kenn. Unless you want me to tell you a little bit about my experience making NFTs first.
Yeah, I would love to personally. I mean, I know enough about me.
Guys, I'm going to just remind you of the rules for tonight's giveaway in the chat silently. I'll just type it out to you while Nicole's telling you the tale.
Okay, so I posted about it a little bit. I created a wallet. I can't remember the exact address, but it's a Wax wallet. I didn't deposit anything in it. I then created an account on, I think, do you have
Atomic Hub?
AtomicHub.io, and linked my Wax wallet. And then I was able to create a series of NFTs. Now I've maxed out the number that I can create for free. So I have to buy some more Wax tokens to make more.
But I believe all you have to do is like stake it for RAM, really. So it's it's really cool to see that like they've made like a gamification of it almost. It almost feels like a game in itself to make NFTs. And it's like, I don't know, it's fun. It's fun to make the NFT, right? Like with the RAM and stuff. Yeah.
And so you actually, after I posted about how easy it was to make an NFT on Wax, you made your first one on Wax too, right?
Yeah, so I inspired you and you inspired me. It was the craziest 24 hours of my motivated life. No, seriously, because you posted just a regular screenshot of a picture, and my first thing was like, you said something about should I tokenize it? I was like, well, shit, you didn't fucking watermark it. Hopped in the DMs and like, look, mint it now because you didn't watermark it. Somebody else will take it. They'll pretend to be you and they'll start selling it, and it'll be like a fake, just nip it in the bud. And then next thing you know, you did it. I'm like, wait, she did it. Okay, hold on, let me do it too. So it was totally inspiring. So thank you for doing it.
No, I'm glad that you tried it out and that you saw how easy that like platform was, because you had recommended a different one, but I experienced some problems, and it was
that was Ethereum problems too. That was an Ethereum NFT as opposed to a Wax NFT with Atomic Hub.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. All right, so ready for some questions, Kenn?
Yes.
All right. What happened that made you stop producing daily crypto content and move to gaming?
I got depressed. A lot of life stuff happened. I lost a few relatives in a very short period of time. And then, during the whole lockdown thing and stuff. And it was just, a lot of like just too much too much weight to kind of get up and do something that felt like too much effort. Like, you know, even going to the bathroom kind of felt like God, I hate this job, you know? So like getting up to do a podcast was just unbearable. And I was playing video games to get out of my head. And I decided, well, I could do this and stream and maybe get out of my head more with like people talking to me, like with the live stream and stuff. And I don't know, it's been very therapeutic just to do it. Like I just started doing it from my PlayStation. I didn't need anything more than just my PlayStation. And I just was like connected it to YouTube. I hit one button on the controller and I have an audience and a live chat and I can talk to people and it just for hours can take me out of my head. And that was just for a few months something I really needed, sort of like a detox. Like I needed the crypto detox. I went way too deep.
Yeah.
And then with the emotional stuff and everything and personal stuff, but I mean, like kind of feeling like way better, way lighter, got my head out of the sand. And I don't know, I'm excited to kind of get back into doing the podcast stuff in a totally different vibe. I plan on putting zero effort into any of it at all whatsoever. No, like dead serious. I'm not going to like research your project. I'm not going to read your white paper. I'm not going to look at your platform or website. If anybody wants to come on the podcast, it is 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock every day. The pinned tweet has a public calendar link. Anybody can schedule, from CEO to founder to somebody who hates me to just somebody who wants to be in a conversation with me that's been a follower. I don't really care. So I don't feel like, that would be too much pressure to do. And I already have sponsors that support the concept. So I'm just like, all right, cool. I'll run with it and see what happens. And maybe eventually it'll get more buttoned up, but I would like to keep it more like that, free form. I don't know who the hell I'm going to talk to till I open my calendar and see the Zoom link. That's kind of how I want to keep it.
Well, I'm booked for not this Thursday, but a week from Thursday. So September 10th.
Good stuff. We're going to bro out for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. The last time I came on your podcast, we talked about all kinds of things and had to do with crypto. So yeah, but it was great. I enjoyed it.
They're my favorite ones.
Yeah, it was great. So one question that I wrote before you released that link today was, when Kenn Bosak podcast? But now we know the answer.
Yeah, it starts tomorrow with Bitcoin Ben being the first guest, and Bitcoin Jake secured second spot. So he FOMO'd and got that secured.
Nice. That's a pretty awesome, guest to kick things off with.
Yeah, right. I know. I'm excited. Bitcoin Jake's been like an idol, dude. He's such a wizard. I love seeing the things he just like manifests. It's awesome.
So Kenn, you've been kind of a leading content creator in crypto for a long time now. What kinds of content does crypto need more of right now?
That's what I'm trying to do with that podcast. Actually, I think it needs more unscripted, open format conversations, things that are no pre-recorded questions, no predetermined agenda, no sponsored opinion, none of that. It's like, I think that's what we need more content of, because you don't know what the fuck's sponsored or not anymore. You don't know like if the guest is paying the host to ask specific questions, even if you genuinely know and trust the person. It's just the ecosystem itself that we're in, that the question is there and it's in everyone's mind. Like, is this genuine or disingenuine? So like, I feel like we just need more genuine content with, I feel like, we have all these, people breaking down, TA. We need more FA in the fucking community. There's nowhere to send people for FA. And I know people that don't even know what the hell I'm saying when I say FA, but they know TA, and that's all that matters is the red and green candles. And meanwhile, I'm in the Discord and the Slack, and I know what's causing the red and green candles before they even happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we were doing kind of an FA show for a little while, but it just really didn't get any traction.
That's the thing with the meme, though, right? With the lemonade stand, with the investment advice or investment education, right? It's like, I love that meme because that has been crypto since I got into it. Everybody wants to be told what to buy, when to buy, and when to sell, and they want the financial scapegoat. Even though, do your own due diligence. I'm not a financial advisor. Liability claims are everywhere. It's like they want to be taken advantage of because nobody wants to have to look in the mirror and say, "Well, you're the one who fucked up."
Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm going to roll that disclaimer card right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys have been disclaimed.
All right. Not my
Yeah, I feel like my bowl is my disclaimer. Like if anybody ever tried to go to court and say Ken told me to buy a token, the judge would just look at my Twitter feed and see my nudes and go, "Your fault, bro."
It's your plausible deniability.
Maybe
I don't want, that's the thing. I don't want any anything to plausibly deny. That's how like I want to be. There's nothing to even deny. It's like obvious. It's like taking investment advice from Carrot Top or something. Like really?
I wouldn't go that far, man. That's the thing. And I think it's kind of tough. Like right now, I don't know. We'll come back around to it. I've got like a really weird, and I'm not your dad or whatever, but like I've got a weird admonishment that I'm going to save towards the end of the interview. I've got something that I want you to try on for size. It's friendly pushback, and I know you're going to take this in the intended spirit, but
okay.
But you're a gem, buddy. You're a gem, and I think you know that. I think you know that deep down inside. Like people want to hear what you have to say because of the on the ground experience that you have, but. There's more. Lest I make you feel like I'm totally blowing smoke. There's actually more.
No, I feel you. All right, we'll see. I don't know. Hi, everybody. I see the chat going nuts, and it's crazy. Hi, Bitcoin dude. I love you, bro.
Hey, Bitcoin dude. I love you too. All right, so Ken, you talked about being depressed. You've talked about you've written about anxiety. We've talked a lot about CT's toxicity. Do you think that the community's behavior on Twitter and on other social media platforms has any impact on adoption of coins?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's why I think I posted, I don't know how long ago, but I was like, maximalism is racism. Like there's no difference between a Bitcoin maximalist and a white supremacist in my mind. It's just, it's the same level of community toxic, like, producing contribution you could have is, to be like, and it's the whole, like, you're so anti-racist, you're actually racist, kind of a thing. You're such an anti-shitcoinist. You're actually a shitcoiner yourself. It's, it's so anti-productive, and the outside, the spectators who still are looking at these, we had this problem 2 years ago. I was on a cruise for 7 fucking days with like Roger Ver, Tone Vage, Jimmy Sung, all these, and Charlie Lee. It was the best 7 days of my life because they couldn't get away from me. So like I just had 7 days to fuck with all these people, and they could just jump off the ship or just get fucked with. So it was so much fun. But like, even then, if you go back and watch that video of Tone Vase and Jimmy Song debating on that cruise ship with all these elite people, one of the most powerful questions were still, when people come into this space and look at you, the people that have been in since forever, the OGs, the elites, the deities, and you can't fucking agree on something. You are arguing that Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin are both a scam. So which one isn't? If they both are, and you are both on the same level of pedestal, this is what spectators are seeing, and this is why suit and tie investors aren't getting in, and all these, stoners and basements are, because they can see through the bullshit of the arguments and influx. But the others outside, the white collars, the blue collar, they can't see the difference, and it is a turnoff. It's a huge turnoff, and that's why I think a lot of altcoins that have good communities with niche use cases are going to see a lot more potential. Bitcoin has the worst marketing community in the history of cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, that's pretty comprehensive right there. Getting to a little bit of pushback in the chat. I'm just going to throw some things out that we're getting in the comment section. Again, peanut gallery, going to throw peanuts. So prepare yourself. Hopefully you came hungry. Big Crypto Dave, first off, thank you so much for being here, buddy. It's always nice to see your comments with regards to mining stuff and all the other guests that we have. Thanks for being supportive. But he says that people who blame CT toxicity are just protecting their own views.
I really tried to not have a view anymore, and I'm embracing all coins, all of them. I don't care anymore. Like I feel like that's the point. That's like true wokeness. in crypto. Everybody gets like from fiat to Bitcoin, and they're like, they use Gemini for the first time, and they have like an Edge wallet, and they're like, I'm Bitcoin woke, bro. Like, and then they get their first like Ethereum or top 5 coin, and then they're like, oh, I'm even more woke. I have diversified. Like, really true wokeness is all coins are like valuable to Bitcoin, no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's Tether or Ripple or fucking BitConnect. They were all beneficial, even BitConnect to Bitcoin. Beneficial. The problem is the toxicity of it. BitConnect's toxic, scammy vibe, that even just the arguing that I'm a scam. No, I'm not. Like, the scam wasn't as bad as the argument of it being or not being the scam.
Nice.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Let me throw out a critical correction here. Thank you, Big Crypto Dave. So apparently I need to wear my glasses when we do our Monday show because he said projecting, not protecting. So
yeah, definitely projecting. 100%. Yes. The toxicity is projection, but that's with anything. That's human nature to be tribal in anything. I mean, that's why, you have levels of tribalism that start from like, race, religion to fucking sports, it goes even deeper to games. Like, oh, you play Halo? Fuck, I can't be friends with you. I play Call of Duty. Like, but we got along with that. Everything else wasn't a problem till that level of tribalism tipped the scaling point. And that's where we're at right now. It's just it's this, like I said, I don't remember what podcast, but I was like, crypto Twitter is the same exact thing as like a high school lunchroom, with all the tables and all the cliques and all the fucking, tribalism. And it's still that level of maturity. We have probably another decade to go before we hit college level maturity of toxicity.
So yeah. I'm gonna hold you that metaphor at another interview in the future, Ken. I got a noodle on it, but something's brewing already.
I already forgot what I said.
Well, the audience will keep the receipt. Don't worry about that.
Okay, cool. It's on the blockchain.
All right, so Ken, you know that I've been doing research on crypto tribalism and the origins of.
It's like the internet knows when it's important.
Treat cryptocurrency like it was.
Yeah.
Sorry?
It broke up. It was like the internet knows when it's important and it breaks up as soon as you start talking.
Oh, gosh. Okay, sorry. So I've been doing research on crypto tribalism and the social history of crypto, specifically the social history of Bitcoin. And really what I'm looking for is Bitcoin's first follower. I know a lot of people go looking for who is Satoshi, right? I don't care. I want to know who Bitcoin's first follower is, or who Satoshi's first follower is, so that I can try to see if this idea that community
I can help.
Yeah.
I mean, this goes back to toxicity and tribalism. The only reason Ethereum exists is because the Bitcoin core, the team didn't want to listen to a 16-year-old kid named Vitalik Buterin. Mm-hmm. That toxicity, that censorship, that get the fuck out of here, kid. That's why we have Ethereum, and that is why we have a lot of other coins that used Ethereum to do what Bitcoin chose not to do. So that was the first case of actual tribalism, or like where I feel like it would have started from. Like, there was color coins and things back in the day, but it didn't have any tribalism because it was still Bitcoin. You had to take your Bitcoin and you had to burn it. You had to do something with it to establish that you had value in that coin. So if I took one Bitcoin and I made 10 Kenn coins, color coins with that, each one, in my opinion, is worth 0.1 Bitcoin. Because I had to burn it to make it. So like, it didn't really have the same tribalism as like things what happened with Ethereum and like things even like Doge. But like when Vitalik came to the core team and tried, and they said no, and he did his own thing, it was like, that was where I saw like, all right, well, that's high school tribalism right there. I'm just going to start my own clique. Bye.
Yeah. So that's the Ethereum is where I got into cryptocurrency. So I also noticed it immediately right away as soon as I bought in, but I'm trying to track it back further because the behavior has to have come from somewhere. And people obviously weren't watching Satoshi and, mimicking his behavior. So his, her, their, our,
Well, I don't know. Here, okay, Nicole, I'm going to push back on that just a little bit because you remember Julian Assange got into Bitcoin. Yeah. What did Satoshi say about that?
That's what may have been a leading contributing factor to Satoshi leaving.
Maybe, right? And actually, he did mention. Now, he wasn't he, she, they weren't harsh about it, but Satoshi did say that it was the kind of attention that Bitcoin wasn't ready for, And then, yeah, it's like every one of the posts became more sparse and activity became lower. So, I mean, it seems like there's a little bit of a difference there, in my opinion, between the way a lot of people are like, tribalist to the point of being toxic, and versus having like standards, right? Expectations and standards, we'll say. They just like for how they can interact and whether or not they can work in certain environments.
Well, when standards start to oppress, that's when it's toxic.
For sure. And I don't think that Satoshi was trying to oppress anybody else.
No.
But I wonder, though, if anybody from the community saw that and thought like, well, we have to have standards too, and they just misunderstood.
I think a lot of it is just bags. You're taking market cap out of Bitcoin. Stop. I have bags, bitch. That's really what it is. Like, oh, you're showing Tron. Well, Ethereum's doing things and Tron's a competitor. But dude, I got bags at Ethereum, bro. You're fucking with my bags. Tell people to buy Ethereum. Stop telling them to buy Tron. It's really about the bags. It's not about the tech. It's not about even really about what they truly believe on a personal philosophical level. It's about their bags.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, definitely possible. Okay, so Kenn, you have been living on crypto for a long time now. I've only been,
5 years.
for 6 months. And yeah, you've got so much more experience. So what are your thoughts on the importance of crypto's usability?
I mean, I don't know. It is very usable. I don't know. It's just adoptability, I guess, at that point. And that comes down to marketability. Like, can you market it? Is something there that is good enough to replace the point of sale system of like the legacy pizza shop? We weren't there for a long decade. It was people trying to run Linux wallets on a fucking pizza store computer to get them to accept Bitcoin in 2011. It's not like that anymore. We can use things like BTC Pay Server, BitPay, XYZ at the terminal. So, I mean, the usability is 100% there. It's just the adoptability and the utility isn't there. We don't have those AAA polished interfaces that these companies expect when using services, when they already have like 6 different point of sales guys coming in, selling them things that are legacy polished, already work with like thousands of different businesses using them. You come in with, hey, you'll have a cool niche marketable idea, but you might lose your keys. Good luck, bro. I'm out of here. It was a hard sales pitch, but we have all, like not all, but we have so many solutions now that when you have to market Bitcoin, just go to your pizza store and tell them, hey, I have Bitcoin. And if they don't take it, leave, try to use your financial weight to motivate mass adoption by those little nudges. And if enough of your local meetup walk in here and there through the pizza shop and do the same thing, they'll be encouraged to look into a point of sale system that supports what their local customers are trying to spend, which is the same reason like the Diner Club card caught on. It was an elitist way to spend money. It was a niche way to get customers that have money that want to spend money in a different way. I have too much money to carry it in my pocket, and I don't write checks because they get forged. I have a Diner Club card. If your restaurant doesn't accept it, I have to go to another restaurant. That motivated every restaurant to finally have what we know as American Express and all these other fucking, credit card acceptance things. So it's like, it's there. It's just, we have to be the Bitcoin marketing team because like I said, these other coins have foundations, they have funding, they have proposal systems, they have the boots on the ground that Bitcoin does not, because a lot of us Bitcoiners are just lazy, virtue signaling with tweets, thinking it's helping for Bitcoin mass adoption. When at the end of the day, you bought your Bitcoin t-shirt with fucking fiat, you poser.
Speaking of Bitcoin t-shirts, we've got a whole line of them at Mineyour.Biz. We've got tons of different cryptocurrency t-shirts, but particularly we have Bitcoin shirts. We've got Satoshi 2020 shirts like the one that I'm wearing right now. I actually can't see myself. Can you see the shirt, Seth?
Hold on, I'm gonna zoom, enhance.
Enhance that.
Okay. Got it. All right. The forensic zoom has been completed.
Okay. So yeah, you can pay in Bitcoin. You can pay in fiat. You can pay in a variety of cryptocurrencies.
That's right, guys. Here's the thing. So Kenn, I laughed at his joke because it is funny, but you know that we won't call you posers. We'll accept your dirty fiat. We're capitalists to the core. So you pay us however you want to. We'll accept your money.
I have a Teespring store. It accepts fiat. All I'm saying is like we have these like, you know, the leaders in the space virtue signaling, and it's just like we can see through it. You know, it's us that see through it, but a lot of people fall for it, and it's just sad. You know, that's next thing you know, they're coming out with a DeFi.
Sure. Wait, I mean, to your point, I don't want to name names, but for those of us who spend enough time on crypto Twitter, you'll know who I'm talking about because it's a small quorum of individuals who talk about Bitcoin maximalism as though it's like the only thing. And then we all know that privately, they do hold Ethereum projects. They have launched ERC20 tokens and 721 NFTs.
It's just not good for their public image, bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now they're all in shilling KYC backed services within DeFi. So it's like, wow, that like they took a sharp left turn.
Yeah.
So Kenn, you know, I think that there was a while there. So the night that I met you, you were talking about Bitcoin and, you know, going on. And then I think I was trying to decide if I thought that we could be friends or not. I was like, are you a maximalist? You're like, no, I'm not a maximalist. So, I mean, but at some point you were very, very biased against the other Bitcoin projects, right? So there's, you know, let's say that there's 3 main Bitcoins, right? I mean, of course, there's BTC, there's BCH, and then there's BSV. Have you used, and I mean, I know the answer, but have you used either of the alternative Bitcoins, and what are your thoughts on them after having some more experience and some time after that rough hard fork?
I'll start off with the unexpected, BSV. I actually do use it. I play with it. They have like this weird Twitch thing. And yeah, and they have the hand cash app thing. Yeah. So like, I don't know, people send me BSV and I just like tip people with it because I like tipping. So it's just cool. Like, you know, and it works. There's things they're building. It's cool. So that's fun. But with Bitcoin Cash, I prefer to use it more than I use BTC. Like I don't know. I like BTC. It's my bae, but like, I don't like spending it as much as I'd rather just spend BCH. And a lot of people will argue, and I want to nip this in the fucking bud, bro. It's, oh, why not just use Digibyte, or why not just use Litecoin? Well, because anywhere BTC is accepted, 99% likely BCH is also accepted. Same exact interface, same terminal, nothing different to the point of sales process online or brick and mortar. Litecoin, maybe, whatever. Digibyte, whatever, you know, good luck. Dash, yeah, probably. But holding it, right? That's my problem. So I don't really want to hold my value in Litecoin, no offense. I'd rather hold my value in Bitcoin. And then I don't really feel like paying these transaction fees or exchange fees to get Litecoin just to spend it on pizza when I could have just used Bitcoin to buy the pizza and whatever. Like I saved money on 3 transaction fees because, you know, just use Bitcoin instead of using 2 exchanges and then a wallet transfer. So it's like, it makes sense. And then I don't know. I use BTC as my savings account. I don't want to touch it. And then I'll use BCH as my checking account. And then I'm so used to volatility over 5 years. I enjoy it. And I mean, it becomes like one of those like Americanized perspectives where it's like, I realized by traveling to like 200 conferences around the world that like volatility is normal and stability is a scam. And even in crypto, stability doesn't exist. I mean, like 1 Bitcoin doesn't equal 1 Bitcoin. It gets that deep to like stability isn't real. Volatility is something we should really embrace. So I don't know. BCH is my spending and BTC is my saving, and they're accepted at the same place. And I can send BCH for free, basically, if you know, fraction of a penny, as opposed to my Bitcoin. And try pitching Bitcoin to a pizza person in, you know, this day and age where Bitcoin should be at a point to somewhat compete with Visa, and it just truly it is not. I mean, even if you say, oh, Visa charges you 5%, blah, blah, blah. Really? Because Bitcoin seems to be charging me more. Really? I don't see your sales pitch you're working out, bud. Right. Oh, but the volatility, Bitcoin went up 5%. You make some of your money back by holding Bitcoin in the it just sounds like a fucking pyramid scheme. You know, it's just, and I don't feel like we should have to market it that way. So stop marketing it for what it's going to be in the future. Like Bitcoin will be adopted as it's ready, when things are developed and when it stop forcing Bitcoin down the normies' throats. We don't need mass adoption. Stop with mass adoption today. Can we end it? Can we stop mass adoption? And can we just start mass awareness? Can we just get people aware of this shit first before we get them like immersed in it and adopting it? Because they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They don't even know what fiat is. And we have to start the conversation off with, what's Bitcoin? Well, do you know about fractional reserve banking? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
You sound like a fucking asshole. You sound arrogant. So it's not about mass adoption. It's about mass awareness right now. And like I said, we have some infrastructure. So shill the shit that works to the people that need it. There's mom and pop shops that are fine with Visa. There's other mom and pop shops that only do cash because they can't get in with Visa. Those are the ones you need to show Bitcoin to, not Walmart.
Hey, sure. I set up small businesses to accept crypto payments locally every time. Like every time I interact with a small business that doesn't have it, I ask them, and I do it for free. I will set up the whole thing for them. I write them a press release for free too.
I feel you. I did that in 2016. I had a coffee shop in my neighborhood accept Bitcoin, and we had Bitcoin meetups there for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But with transacting in BTC with merchants like that, it's not easy. You pretty much have to have a second, you have to have some kind of custodial, person in there for the transaction to go quickly enough, right? I mean, like when you've got BitPay, that's somebody taking custody of the funds and then securing those dollar funds for the merchant.
That's why I like Lightning Network. Lightning Network is going to be the Visa. That is... You'll see Walmart will have their own Lightning Network. And if you use their Lightning Walmart wallet by topping up funds, the same thing Fold's doing. How do you think Fold is monetizing their wallets and being able to give out Satoshis all the time? Mm-hmm. There's a reason that they want that metadata for the Lightning Network. It is very valuable. So as soon as Lightning Network is ready, the infrastructure will have to replace Visa, but it's not there. So like we have those custodial services for those that want custodial services. But then we have companies that are just going to do what their custodians are doing and make them obsolete with things like Lightning by saying, well, if you shop at Walmart, we have like 20 subsidiary companies. So if you use this wallet, this Lightning wallet, and you shop at these companies, we'll give you some sats back. They don't care about the money. They care about the metadata.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's that's definitely valuable. Couple things. One is a comment from the comment section. So when you showed off all those tags, all the lanyards, maybe you can show it to the folks at home again. You probably already saw it, but Serpent X Special Forces calls you the Flava Flav of trade show lanyards.
Yeah, so this was like a 2-year travel spree. I was on over 200 flights, and I mean, dude, it was so crazy because at one point, Money 2020 invited me, and I didn't know what the Money 2020 was, bro. I'm a Bitcoin stoner. I don't care about money. And I just care about crypto. I could care less about money. But then they're like, oh, we want you to come talk. And I thought it was like going to be like one of those like consensus or something. And I'd see all my friends there. Only one person at Money 2020 I recognized, and it was Charlie Lee. That was it. So like I'm at Money 2020 on stage talking about Bitcoin, and they all applauded, but I was even like, I haven't paid my taxes since 2016, and everybody applauded. It was hilarious. But there's a picture of me somewhere from Money 2020. They gave me like a trophy, and I have like the whole thing. Like they're like, you won, bro. Like I'm a high school dropout, stoner, quit my day job, and all I do is use Bitcoin. Like I don't understand why you guys make it sound so hard.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember seeing that photo on Twitter and it looked like super awkward. You looked like, okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't understand what was happening. I was just like, you guys are fucking, this is a setup, right? Like I'm totally being rickrolled. They're going to make a meme. Somebody's making fun of me somewhere back here. And we were just genuinely like excited to see a dude in pajamas walking around in Money 2020. Like they were really cool people. Like Money 2020, I was in their conference room with like all the organizers and people. They're cool people. So like I didn't realize Money 2020 was going to be that much fun, but it really was.
Oh, that's super cool. So yeah, so first off, they made a comment about like the Flava of conference lanyards, but also T-shirt idea, because you said before you don't mind the volatility. I really think we should do a T-shirt that says that just shows like a chart, like a price chart, and just says Bitcoiners like it rough.
Yes.
Oh, great one, Seth. Yes.
Saying. Just saying.
Bro, that is genius.
You're welcome. Throw it on the merch
like
store,
that.
or we'll show it on, or we'll throw it on ours or whatever. Or if you want to do a collab, we'll throw your face on it or something, and you'll be bouncing along the sawtooth.
If you could just take my cartoon emoji from my NFT and use just the top of the hairline as the chart, that yeah.
We're gonna turn you into the Bart.
Yeah. You get it. Bitcoin is like it rough, and it's just my hair outline. I think that's dope.
All right. Well, anyway, so I totally interrupted. I'm sorry.
We like knowing that the sponsor for our giveaway today is Roger Ver. Can you talk a little bit more about your use of Bitcoin Cash? Why you like using, like, you know, we've talked privately about your preference for using it, and it's because of the store of value and because it's cheap and easy to use, right? But what kind of made you consider using it originally?
Oh man, I'll tell you right now, I hate when I try to buy something with Bitcoin and the confirmation takes longer than the business allows, and then my purchase gets, you know, denied, and then they have to send me my Bitcoin back. So now there's a whole nother transaction fee and a pending process. Then I have to resubmit the purchase to buy my item, and that happening enough through 5 years of being all in on Bitcoin is enough for me to just be like, I have a vendetta. I mean, I'm just over it, you know, like I've tried to get, like, I don't want to have even $20 in Uber credits. You feel me? So like, I want to be able to take my Bitcoin and just get my Uber ride. So like, I use Bit Refill. I love Bit Refill, but like, I need Bitcoin Cash. So there's other options, but like, I use Bit Refill with BTC, and I'll see like, oh, it dropped. Like, I don't get it. It didn't confirm in time. And it's because, oh, you should have just already done it in advance. You know, you knew you were going to need a ride. Well, I didn't know that the ride was only going to be $15 the moment I needed it. Why would I put 20 and now I have $5 in fiat gross?
That's so a couple of quotable quotes. Seriously, I hope you don't mind. There may or may not be some kind of a trap remix of a couple of your quotes tonight.
I love it.
Awesome. All right, so you're against mass adoption because you say that the space just isn't ready for that. What are your thoughts on NFTs leading the way to more awareness for no coiners who maybe want to collect rare digital non-fungible tokens and assets but aren't really into cryptocurrency? Do you think that there's any potential there?
Yeah, I've been like silently whispering this in communities that I'm in, but it's like, I feel like NFTs have more potential to be the on-ramp to mass adoption for blockchain technology than BTC as a currency has for starting the snowball effect. So yeah, I think things like what we're seeing with like Neon District, where I could own the boss at the end of like the boss level, and like you put a quarter in the arcade and you battle I get a fraction of, there's ownership now in the game. And then on top of it, you can play the game with the character that you not just bought the skin for, but own. And it's scarce. And the fact that you can search its scarce ability, unlike, I don't know, like I play Apex Legends, and it became a really big deal recently in Apex Legends where there was an original release of a skin like a year ago. And it was supposed to be a limited edition skin, and you had to earn it. And people grinded to earn that skin. A year later, Epic Games over at Apex Legends decide, hey, we're going to sell that skin for $20. And all the people that earned it are just like, what happened to my street cred, bro? Because like I rock this skin when I play and people know like, yo, what's up? I'm scary dude. But now anybody with $20 is a scary dude. It's not. That started the conversation in mainstream gamers for asset ownership on a massive level. They just don't know what the solution is. They know the problem. They aren't aware of the solution, which is the better way to start. Stop trying to show somebody a solution to a problem they aren't aware they have. Wait for the awareness, show them they have a problem if they're not aware, and then show them the antidote, you know? So I think, and then recently with Fortnite, they got delisted off of every Apple product and the developer store. So now Fortnite can't even get on the Mac. They can't get on the iPhone. They can't get on any Google device. Fortnite gone from existence, all because they didn't want to pay the 30%. They didn't want to pay the 30% on every Fortnite V-Buck they sold because they had to pass that on to their customers. And they said, all right, well, we'll sell bundles. That way we don't have to rip off our customers. And the stores got upset. So now we're seeing AAA mainstream games realize it is more powerful to be a DApp than it is to be an app. And that is the light bulb moments that we were waiting to see happen. And like what Wax is doing with the Topps trading cards, it's only a matter of time before Magic the Gathering has that light bulb moment and that AAA starts coming our way.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. So Irish Girl Crypto has a couple comments in the comment section. She's hollering back, man. I mean, everything you're saying, it makes perfect sense, but a lot of us have been in an echo chamber for a while, right? Well,
I'm saying things I don't even like agree with either. Like I just like saying things that like we need to hear, you know, or just like to keep the conversation from being a wall drying.
Yeah, no, and that's brilliant, right? We always talk about transactions per second and scaling solutions, and I mean even Lightning, like you mentioned, it really isn't like Lightning Network itself is not particularly sexy, but like you said before, using the apps that leverage it makes crypto a lot more sexy, right? So Irish Girl Crypto, she just hollered back at you in the comment section saying that no coiners are getting scammed super bad on eBay for trying to buy NFTs or other stuff, right? Like, or collectibles on eBay. And
yeah, I actually talked about this with Travis and Joel from Bad Crypto on a podcast about NFTs. All right, so yeah, I know this is happening on eBay, and I think eBay will probably be able to nip that pretty quick. Like that's just, you know, a bot they can implement. The problem I think we have yet to see is actual NFT counterfeiting, where I could just take all the data for the crypto kitties that are in existence, and I can mint them myself right now on Ethereum and just call them crypto kitties. You know, with a capital, with a lowercase L, all capital letters, looks like crypto kitty to me. And then I could sell you them peer to peer from my MetaMask wallet right to your MetaMask wallet, or even over the internet. When it shows up in your wallet, it'll show up as crypto kitties. It'll just be all caps, lowercase L, looking like kitties. You know what I mean? Like, so I think these phishing attacks with NFTs are just starting, and I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with the NFT counterfeiting that is actually tokenized, like actual tokenized knockoffs of crypto kitties, or knockoffs of even blockchain heroes, or knockoffs of these things that are like limited edition collectibles that create scarcity, and scarcity it creates counterfeiting. Like a lot of people don't know, but like more illegal Gucci bags are bought from China than legal actual Gucci bags from Gucci in volume and in profit. China makes more money selling Gucci bags than Gucci, and they're knockoffs. And people prefer the knockoffs, you know? And that's like the thing is, I think we might see people come into this space maliciously, but also people that will embrace that malicious scam, the knockoffs that may come. But like, yeah, the ones on eBay, they're obviously, you know, a straight scam. But I think the real problem is going to be what comes next with tokenized scams of like my collectibles or even yours, you know, like somebody could take yours and make them on Wax. How would they know that unless they know your little Wax address, they don't know it's coming from your store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that brings up a really good point as far as like really good branding too. I mean, and it's not even just branding, but being able to brand in such a way that there's enough awareness. I mean, you brought it up a couple of times. Awareness is kind of a key in so many of the problems of the world with regards to logistics, supply chain, counterfeiting, and then now NFTs.
With
like,
utility too, though, right? If I can use your NFT in a game, so I could have like Splinterlands. If I say, hey, send me a Splinterlands card to my Splinterlands account, you can't send me a counterfeit Splinterlands account because it's utility. I got a platform that will verify that, hey, this isn't on the same chain as us. It's not a recognized asset. Somebody counterfeited and forked us. We don't recognize this trading card. Somebody's scamming you, you know? So like having utility with these NFTs is what will really bring some like authenticity and verification to them. Because then you could be like, all right, we'll just send it to my DApp game login. And if the game says I have it in my wallet, then I know it's recognized from the actual smart contract.
Yeah, sorry. Irish Girl Crypto is threatening. She's threatening to rip off all your NFTs and scalp them at half the price.
See, it's possible. You could totally do it. I inspire you. Please do it, because you honestly don't know. Like people might. It's a meme of a meme, right? It's so meta. It will be like it's pineapple DeFi. It's a meme. Yam.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it in the news segment, right? Like all the DeFi
Right.
being meme coins. Yeah.
So there's a meme of a meme of a meme. Yeah, somebody won't buy it just for the fact of it's a joke. Like people, and that's the crypto community at heart is like, and that's why I love like charity blockchains like Pack and shit. People doing things like, you know, like Epic Cash or whatever, like whatever. These coins that are doing things like giving away crypto to do stuff like charity wise is like just do stuff with your crypto, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Play with these NFTs, make some, buy some, make some counterfeit crypto kitties. Fuck it, you never know. You honestly could, and I hope somebody does this because I don't think it exists yet. You could make the pet rock on the blockchain. You could literally just go out to TY type toys and be like, yo, can I put Beanie Babies on the blockchain? Like it can be done.
That's a really good point, man. That and the pet rock. When the pet rock was first shipped, man, what an incredible kick to the nuts to all of the toy industry, right? Like,
I remember as a kid wanting one, and my mom kept telling me I'm an idiot, and I didn't realize it until I was 21. I still wanted one.
Oh man, you know, you make a really good point. Now we're gonna have a bunch of knockoffs that they're gonna be like from little accounts on Wax that not Irish Girl Crypto, not Irish Girl Crypto.
That's why I like Atomic Hub because my NFTs are verified. So if you have the little icon that says verified only, you know that store is a verified Kenn's NFT store and not a knockoff. And that I think is, and they're only a couple weeks old of a project, but that's like some of the standards I would have expected on things like OpenSea to have already implemented.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. Yeah, the verification is gonna matter a lot. So as far as like being able to rip stuff off, like what do you think is gonna happen when the first person who's just like whatever, that moonshot level like piracy that tries to go and rip off like the Shatner Wax NFTs? What's gonna happen?
It'll inspire the legitimate companies to get in. I mean, if knockoffs are doing this good, I mean, this is sort of why Wax and Topps and Shatner are doing it. It's proof of concept. It is to inspire more mainstream to say, hey, it is worth a little bit of your R&D and a little bit of your company liquidity. Throw it into this investment opportunity by not buying shit, but like producing. And production costs, even doing NFTs, it's not just like clicking a button. They have to have a new office for a new employee to oversee a new site of industry in the biz. Like they have to create infrastructure at the corporate level to adopt the technology. So we're going to have to build, we're going to have to show them how to build that. So them doing it, like what Bad Crypto's doing with like the blockchain heroes and stuff. And like, it's all setting that standard proof of concept, copy paste model up for that implementation. So like, I think the whole Shatner stuff, like I'm still not like the biggest fan of like NFTs for the sake of collectibles due to scarcity. But I think that it will inspire NFTs that have utility and embrace scarcity as well. I would love to see my, Fortnite skin on the blockchain. I don't think that would be a waste at all. But I do have a problem with like, legitimate playing cards on the blockchain that I just stare at. The scarcity thing isn't as important to me as utility.
Got it. So you think like the older models of collectibles. So I've got a buddy who's a no-coiner still. He and I, we worked together at a company a long time ago, and we're both kind of aware of Bitcoin in 2012, 2013. I didn't remain a no-coiner forever, but I didn't jump in. He's still a no-coiner. Guy is wicked smart. Kids do the robotics competitions in the city where he lives, and I just respect the heck out of the guy. If he's watching, he knows exactly that I'm talking about him. He knows who he is. But he's been a no-coiner, like willfully, like, nope, not going to do it the whole time. But he buys, sells, trades, and plays with Magic the Gathering cards, like every week, a couple times a week. And he does it telling himself it's an investment. So you're saying, like that sort of thing, you don't think it works well?
With this. No, I have a moral qualm with this, and I'm going to break it down. And I really don't want to piss anybody off, but I know it will because you guys actually get a lot of viewers and shit. So here. I have a problem with the collectible NFT market for a lot of reasons. Reason one, remember the Formula One NFT that sold for 6 figures a few months ago? Cointelegraph, everybody wrote about it.
Yeah.
Do you remember them ever doing anything with that NFT in the game or being utilized or any? Yeah, because some dude who made the NFT bought his own NFT for 6 figures and somebody wrote an article about it. And I have a big problem with that in the NFT market when you're talking about getting investors. because now you have people that are only buying in early to then manipulate the price later to sell back to actual end users. So you're making it harder for people to actually use your NFT by letting investors in early. It's stupid. It's cannibalistic. It's going to be a snake eating its own tail profit business model that will become obsolete for any successful project in the future.
Okay, you got it.
You can't say investors have an opportunity, and you can't say, oh, we're going to use it for this and that without the actual. You need the game to exist the day you release your NFTs, and they need to be able to be used the day people buy them. And they shouldn't be speculative investments. And I hate that a lot of these blockchain games will get away with saying, and it's not a speculative investment, it's an in-game asset. You said it's scarce and tokenized and transferable, you motherfucker. We know what you're doing.
Okay, got it. So how do we verify, man? Because like you're saying right now, like the problem there is trust.
Don't FOMO.
Okay.
Because what you're doing is you're incentivizing people. That same shit that happens every fucking Christmas, bro, where people go to the goddamn store and buy every Furby off the shelf. So 6-year-olds have to cry and parents have to sell the fucking TV out of their bedroom so they can buy their kid a toys that should cost $10, but it's now $100. That is happening in NFTs every day. And like, I'm the kid that my mom couldn't sell anything to buy the fucking Furby, so I went without. I hate the fact that there's going to be people out there that want to use these NFTs that have no choice but to go to third-party markets, buy it because it's sold out, and now the only way to get it is from people that bought it for $10 that all agreed in a fucking consensus in a Discord chat. We're only going to sell it for $100, right, guys? All right, we all list our shit for $100. It's this. I hate it, bro. It's so parasitic, and that's why I never really get too involved in these NFT projects, is because like I would rather strangle them for the way they're acting, because it's so anti-crypto. It is such a fiat incentive, and that's what all of these really truly look like at the end of the day, are just fiat incentivized. Not so much revolutionary, not groundbreaking, not disruptive. It's just a cash grab.
Yeah. Though I mean, I've got to be honest. It's a little unclear how you feel about this. If you could do me a favor and say that one more time, but let your true feelings out. You got me weak, bro. You got me weak, because I was that kid too. No, really. I grew up in a my parents struggled to get us into a zip code that was okay, but
right.
But
I mean, it happens today with, I guess, Splinterlands right there. I love them. But there's some cards in the game that are so scarce, but like so desirable, that the scarcity is such a turnoff. Like imagine, and it's only because of the public ledger stuff. So like, imagine if you knew all the Charizard holographic cards were already unpacked out of all the Pokemon packs that are left on the store shelves. How excited would you be opening up a pack of Pokemon cards because the ledger told you they're already all in circulating supply? All you're going to get are Blastoid now.
Yeah. No, it's a fair point, man. And then it makes you wonder with the incentives like that within crypto being what it is, what like rocket scientist level developer is going to go out there and make a custom script or a custom smart contract to game that system.
Hub is doing a lot right now, man. They just got on my radar when she made her token. I literally joined their group chat, and that was when I first met them, and they're doing a lot of things extremely right. Like every time I say something, bro, they're like, on it, done. It's already a thing. I'm like, I've never had a conversation go so well, where it's like, man, we're, like everything I'm spitballing, they're like, yeah, we did all that already. I'm like, oh crap. All right.
So you're on a roller coaster. You're like, I hate you guys. I love you guys. I hate you guys. Ah!
Right. Like why this, why not that? And it's just, I don't know. It's been a really cool thing. So I encourage everybody, like you said, it was free for a little bit to make some NFTs. Just go make an NFT. Take a selfie with your dog and tokenize that shit.
That's tempting, man. That's tempting.
Cats on the blockchain. Take a picture of your cat. That's pretty meta.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Tokenize a picture of your cat. A new picture every day. That's a free idea.
And call it not a crypto kitty.
Oh, bro, we just made somebody a millionaire. One person.
Well, maybe next time we'll go ahead and we'll mint all of our really good ideas before we go live, and then we can FOMO our audience into buying them. Like way expensive.
I saw from talking to Joel and Travis, I seen a way to tokenize your podcast. Audio, video, tokenize podcast. You got to talk to Joel and Travis, guys. I mean, they're doing some crazy shit. but I saw a Blockchain Heroes card, and it was a fucking music video, but it was an NFT.
Wow.
Your face looks like mine when I fucking saw it, bro. I was like, what am I looking at? Is this like a YouTube video? And they're like, no, it's an NFT. It's in my wallet. And I'm like, this is in your wallet? Yeah, so you can tokenize your podcast, homie, or at least the like a little ad, the clips of it or something. So it is, dude, these things are happening. That's why I'm thinking, like, I don't want to keep you guys too long. I know your podcasts are usually a lot shorter than me rambling, but like, I grew up with like an MP3 player, right? Like, remember when we found out about MP3 players? It was like revolutionary. It was so disruptive to be able to take music wherever I went.
That's true.
And
the SanDisk Sansa was amazing, and it actually was better than the iPod in every conceivable way for the first generation.
I was one of the guys who had the Zune when MP4 came out. So
they were good too.
I was one of those guys. So I remember from MP3 that moment of like evolution, like, wow, like this is ground, like I appreciated it even when I was a kid. I was like, this is powerful shit, holy crap, I feel like a magician. And then, you know, more magic comes our way and we can watch videos on MP4 on a Zune or an iPod. And then what I think's happening now with those tokenized like music videos that they were showing.
Hey, we lost your audio, Ken. Ken, I lost your audio. I'm not hearing your audio. Nicole, are you hearing Ken's audio?
I can't hear Ken either. I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, your mic cut out. Can you hear us?
I can't hear anything.
Okay, you're back. We hear you.
Yeah.
Now.
Can you hear us?
We hear you.
Okay, as long as you can hear me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why I can't hear you anymore, so that's weird.
Well, maybe we should see if anybody wants to submit a question for.
Yeah. So let's do that.
No clue.
Yeah. So work on your mic. We're gonna do the giveaway. Okay. So
I'm trying to click around and see if I can figure out why I can't hear you, but
okay, take your time. It's fine.
Oh,
We're gonna do the giveaway.
No.
We're gonna try to do the giveaway. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is serious. Be serious, Nicole. Giveaways are serious.
I know. Okay, so do we have questions? Have people been submitting questions?
I don't see many questions here. You know, I think instructions were unclear, and I think questions showed up on Twitter. I could be wrong here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think some questions showed up on Twitter.
Okay.
So sorry, guys. Sorry that instructions were unclear. There was a lot to unpack there. So gonna parse through that really fast. Go ahead and ask some questions in the comment section below here live on YouTube. Ask some questions. And hey, Ken, do we have audio reconnected? Can you hear us okay? Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
And now your mic isn't live again. It's crazy. The sources, they flipped. We could hear you before.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, I had to give permissions back to Jitsi. Jitsi said something happened. I had to give permissions again. Yeah. It was weird. It was like, you want to give permission to audio, and I did, and then I had to reconnect everything.
Are you using the desktop app, or are you using it in the browser?
Desktop. I'm on a browser.
Okay, cool. That's probably good. I mean, right? I hope.
I don't download anything I can run. That's just silly, bro.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I really like Jitsi. We'll talk.
I don't even have the YouTube app. I have YouTube on Brave browser pinned as a desktop to my phone's like homepage.
That's awesome, man. So we're looking for questions, guys, in the comment section. Go ahead and submit your questions.
And we want to give away money too. So
yeah, dude, that was really cool again of Roger to do that, man. I like I was mentioning earlier, I got to hang out with him on the cruise ship for like a week. And he actually gave me this. Everybody always asks me where I got this whenever I'm at an event. Like, Roger gave it to me. And then people that know, they're like, fucking to give it to you to hang yourself with? Like, no, we made peace. It was fun. It was a really cool party and good time. And he took the time to talk to me for like one-on-one for like a fucking hour. So I appreciated his time on the cruise for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he came on this show and he sponsored our giveaway part of our giveaway last week as well.
You know, him saving purse is just like, I don't understand why people don't like respect that. Like that was just why aren't people just a little thank you, just a thank you would be nice, but nothing. Like, dude, he just saved purse, and like, dude, that's how my mom uses Bitcoin. Like, you know, if your mom isn't using Bitcoin for purse, your mom's getting ripped off 20% every time on Amazon, and it's your fault.
Okay, yeah, I just died a little inside because my mom's getting ripped off by 20%.
Dude, it's so easy. Just show her. Like, my mom does the whole Coinbase thing. So it's like,
that's cool. It's cool. I'll be back in a minute, guys. I just got to go do something.
Yeah. Dude, it's so easy though. It's like, and that's the thing is like everybody's gonna have their own use case. Not everybody wants to be unbanked, but everybody wants to save 20% on Amazon.
Heck yeah. Now, if only they could do some kind of anonymizing layer where it's like, we'll do a shipping routing service. That'd be awesome. It's too much to hope for, I know, but.
Oh, and to chime in on a little bit of what you said earlier too, like why Bitcoin Cash and not BTC. It's just transaction fees. Like I can't send somebody $1 in Bitcoin for downloading like an Edge wallet. You know, it's not reasonable. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it just got to that point where I was just like, I wanted to be able to give
transaction fees and speed. And a lot of people.
We've got a Mexican stand up. What just happened, guys?
I don't know. I thought my internet broke up and then hers. I don't know if she's frozen. Her internet's weird, but she's just like not moving. So it's just the troll.
Yeah, that got.
No, I'm still here. Your cut out, and then like your audio cut, and then I was just waiting.
Do we have the questions from the audience?
We've got a few. That have come in. Just Me asked. She asked a question to Nicole about her hair, actually, and well, Just Me is asking Nicole if you ever wear your hair straight.
I did just last week, actually. I don't like it at all. I actually conducted a Twitter poll. I think like 100 people responded, and the majority said that they like it curlier. I like it curly better too. So
I'm with the curly population on that.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. So that was one for Nicole. We got several for Kenn that have come in, and Irish Girl, she jumped right in. So I said, Irish Girl, she's pure brills, and I know you're not Scottish, so I'm sorry, you're Irish, but I don't know what the expression is.
Go bra.
Yeah, right. There you go. I'm sorry. My Gaelic game is weak, but she had a question, so I'm like, Irish smart girl, right? We got to change the handle because she jumped in right away. She's like, oh, there's money. I'm gonna ask a question, and she asks, what was your biggest regret spending BTC on? Like your 10,000 Bitcoin pizza or whatever.
Fuck, this hurts. All right, so I thought it'd be smart, and I did smart things. And yeah, I got into Bitcoin when it was like $400. That's cool. Yeah, I got into Ethereum at like $10, Litecoin $4. That's all fun and games until Bitcoin hits $1,000 and you think it's financially smart to pay all your bills off for the whole year in advance, and then realize you just paid all your bills off and the market goes up like 300%. And so I mean, I did that dumb stuff where I was just like, oh, I'll just pay my rent off for the year. I'll just pay my phone bill off, or I'll pay my car insurance off for 12 months. I didn't really cash out as much as I like spent it on things that I knew I would have to spend money on anyway, but I had the money today, might as well just secure that. The thing about that though, is it gave me a financial security in the fact that all the money I had that year to play with wasn't emotional money. I could lose all of it and I'm still gonna have a place to live. I still have a phone, a car to drive. I'm good. So it's like I actually got to play with trading and buying shit coins and doing stuff in such a different emotional outlet than anybody I actually spoke to, because nobody secured their bills that far in advance. But I did lose out on a lot of gains by doing something so silly. I don't know. It sounds dumb to call it silly because it's like, oh, you paid your bill. That's smart. But it's also like,
sure,
maybe 3 months in advance next time. I don't know. And then my bigger pizza moment was Bitcoin hit that $1,000 point. And when I did decide to do all those bills and things, 1 Bitcoin equaled 1,000. And I booked a cruise to the Bahamas for a week for the following year. So I wanted to wait 1 year, and then I'd go on the cruise, but I'm going to pay for it today. That way I know it's paid for. I can get all my eggs in a basket. I know it's coming, so it's not like spontaneous, and I can travel. Bitcoin was $20,000 each when I was on that cruise ship, and I spent 40 grand in Bitcoin for a $2,000 cruise.
Did you like basically die? I mean, what did it take to not like hang yourself over the railings of that cruise ship?
No, hear me out, because this is fucking awesome. I had dinner. All right, so have you ever been on a cruise? Has anybody in the chat been on a cruise before? Anybody here in a cruise?
Yeah, guys.
Have you been on a cruise, bro?
Thumbs up. I've been on a cruise, guys. Thumbs up in the chat if you have to.
So you know the captain's greetings, right? When all
we lost your mic. Okay. It
Did you lose me again?
Briefly, you're back. I'm sorry.
Why can't I ever keep just hearing you?
It's weird because you're back now. I do hear you. Your audio.
You can hear me, but I can't hear you again.
Yeah, and I don't know why. But yeah.
Man, this is just like super frustrating.
What browser are you using? Yeah. Hey, Ken, can you hear us? Can you hear me again?
All right, mic check.
Yeah, we hear you.
Why can't I hear you though? This is so frustrating. Jitsi is annoying, bro. Like, this shouldn't be this difficult.
Which browser are you using? Yeah. So, guys, while Ken's getting his audio set back up, while we're reconnecting here to make sure the conversation can keep on moving, you tell us what was your sort of like 10,000 Bitcoin moment, 10,000 Bitcoin pizza moment.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, cool. So sorry about that, guys. Jitsi keeps denying my permissions and asking me, and the way my computer's set up, it's not easy to get permissions to my shit. So I have to go through and do like 2 passwords just to give anything permission to my microphone or my fucking webcam.
Which browser are you using?
Right now I'm on Chrome, but I have other programs I have installed. So like if anything is for permission, it's not as easy as just typing in my Apple login. I have a whole other thing stopping me from doing it. So nobody could use like a keylogger and a shadow mask and do things, with like TeamViewer or something.
Got it. I was going to say, if you're using Brave, you can turn shields off for the Jitsi site. Or I've got a link that's directly from the Jitsi development team. Basically, it's like they use an Electron app, which is basically just it's all the guts of Chromium. But
this could just be my computer too, because like I said, I have other things installed that keep like maybe flagging it, and it's just, I can't do anything about it because it's like one of those over security problems. It's better to have it than not to have this problem. But what I wanted to say is like then you would know when they introduced the captain and everything on a cruise ship. Here's me like dressed in my Bitcoin hat. I had the light up Bitcoin thing going on, and I'm just like in the mix of all the crowd, and they're introducing the captain of the ship, the first mate, like everybody. And like, of course, they do like, does anybody have a question or whatever for like the captains? I'm a conference goer. Yeah, I love questions. Yeah, they were like, all right, so what is your question for the captain or whatever? And I guess they were expecting like weather or like something. I don't know what kind of question they were expecting. But I was like, if you were here, who's driving the ship? And like, right. And I thought it was such a dad joke, bro, but it totally worked on breaking the ice because they invited me up to talk to them. And then I started talking to them about Bitcoin. I had dinner with everybody, like the captain, the first mate, like everybody who had like a fucking suit on with like the little golden thingies. All of them invited me to their private dinner room, and I sat down with them and talked about Bitcoin. 40 grand worth it to on-ramp those dudes because they were so into it, because they talked to people that worked on the ship that dealt with money transfer problems. They were familiar with volatility from traveling the world. They're from like ex-military and shit. So like a lot of the conversation things I would bring up about crypto kind of clicked with these guys. So like just having that opportunity to like, Bitcoin's worth 20 grand right now, and I spent Bitcoin to get on, like I gave Expedia Bitcoin and I got on the cruise ship. That's how this worked. And it blew their mind.
Man, that is amazing. That's awesome. And I'm glad that you feel like it was worth the tuition, right, so to speak.
100%, dude. I mean, like, because they're going to go and talk to people in their circle, and their circle is so much more powerful than mine to have those conversations in. So like to kind of be like the Johnny Appleseed of a conversation starter, I feel like that's well worth it, knowing like the ripples of like how many people that work on the cruise ship now have an Edge wallet, because every time somebody came to give me a drink or any employee of the cruise ship, I told them, yo, let me send you some crypto.
Dude. That's awesome. Yeah, they must have loved you, man, especially the roundup, like you're saying with the cruise, like when you settle up with sort of like your bulk tips for your server. Did you totally get them to accept crypto?
No, not really. But I did buy weed on the beach with Bitcoin, which was really cool because the dude had no clue. He just like, I got weed. And I was just like, I need weed. And he was like, all right. And I was like, well, I don't have whatever. Like I have Bitcoin. And he was like, oh, there's like a Bitcoin ATM machine. I was like, holy shit, they got a Bitcoin ATM machine on the island. He was like, yeah, just send me Bitcoin. I can go get cash out of the ATM machine. I was just like, all right, bro, here, gave me my weed. I got back on the ship and he probably went and got his fiat.
And that's amazing. That is awesome. So, okay. So then it sounds like then if that's the closest thing you got to like a regret, then man, that's amazing.
Yeah. I've lost plenty of keys, but that's a whole different story.
Well, okay. Well, Nicole, do you have comments up? Do you want to select the next question?
No, I don't have them up, but I just wanted to tell Irish Girl Crypto to send me your SLP address and I will send you.
And audience, if you don't know what an SLP address is, that is, what is that?
Simple Ledger Protocol.
What does that do?
It's magic.
What can you do with that magic though?
Send money really free and cheap and fasty.
Amazing. Is there anything sexy that you can transfer on SLP?
Bitcoin Cash and I think stable coins.
Awesome. And I think it's also just like the general token layer. Like that's where the USDT came from. Yes.
Yeah, bro. I mean, SLP, when I first ran into their team, I won't say too much incriminating stuff, guys, but they're freaking awesome dudes. And like, I had no clue it was like a BCH thing or whatever. And like, they're not like tribalists at all, bro. They're just like in it for it. It didn't seem, I was just like really like, cause I talked to them about the project, got to know the guys or whatever. Never once did it seem like it was like a BCH like show or anything. And they were talking about Bitcoin in the same light I would have expected a Bitcoin enthusiast to as, BTC. And it was just really cool. So they're a really cool team, really smart guys, and their project's doing a lot of really good stuff for the space. So shout out to SLP, guys. Like,
that is awesome. The incriminating stuff. I mean, we'll go ahead and we'll after hours, I guess. Tell us, because now it begs the question, man. Like, what's the rest of the story, right? Like, we want to know.
So what's our next question?
That's a good question right there.
Wasn't that your next question?
Oh, you just got double dad joked, and Kenn isn't even a dad that he knows of.
No, not that anybody would willfully admit to.
It all depends on how expensive diapers get in this economy, man.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if crypto keeps going up, I think you might have that problem.
What's funny is I thought bidets would become more popular, and it turns out cloth diapers are actually outpacing bidets.
That tracks, man. Diapers are way more expensive than TP, and the zombie apocalypse didn't happen, so we didn't run out of TP.
Yeah.
But okay, we got a couple other questions in the comments section. Michael asks, and this is, I don't think this is, let's see. John Hill asks, this is a good one. What, and he spells it out, SHEET, what sheet coin to buy?
Buy my shitcoin on Atomic Swap. I am my own shitcoin. Buy me, hodl me, cherish me. And even if you sell me later, I get 15% of the damn sale. So it's way better than what Madden has going for GameStop.
So this is on Atomic Hub, an NFT or a?
Yeah, it's actually bit.ly/Kenn Bosak GIF, because I'm a big fan of short link domains and I'm squatting on enough to sell. If anybody finds out they don't have theirs available, feel free to message me. I may already have claimed your short link.
Yeah, that's awesome. So is it title case? Uppercase Kenn?
KB, capital K, capital B, everything else is lowercase, bit.ly/Kenn Bosak GIF.
Oh, snap, guys. It's right there. There's even a barcode on the screen. I'm going to zoom in a little bit.
That doesn't scan. I just got a generic image from Google stock and just took it. I don't know if it's like a fucking box of cereal or a condom. I don't know.
No, it's like something. It's whatever your worst fear is. Like, just imagine what the worst possible thing is. It's definitely that.
A leather wallet.
That's awesome. So, okay, so question answered. John Hill, thank you so much. Are we dusting some USDT there via SLP, Nerd Girl?
Sorry?
Are we going to dust John Hill some SLP or some USDT?
Yeah. Send your SLP address. I don't know if you want to send it to me privately on Twitter or if you just want to post it in the comments here, whatever your preference is.
There you go.
I feel like going to these conferences and hanging out with all the different projects really helps break the tribalistic mentalities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you and me are kind of like privileged in that aspect, though, right? It's like if a lot of these like maximalists could get into a physical conversation and just not even about what they're debating on the internet, but just interact physically and get to know each other on a different level. It's almost like that whole thing, like it feels like a race war in crypto. I mean, it sounds like I'm belittling race war or whatever, but it's like has that same stigma, same vibe that can be broken by just realizing we're all just projects. We're all just here to try and make the world a better place. We're all, and even, if it does be, everything's a scam until it isn't, and I've realized calling things a scam too early can actually become a self-fulfilling prophecy and potentially make a project that isn't a scam become a scam. And now what? And even if you call it a scam and it isn't a scam, did you scam your potential investors?
I think so. I personally would say that, if you call something a scam that you haven't done the research on and people are listening to you, you are a scammer.
Yeah, that's definitely problematic. I mean, and the question from before, like, isn't that just people projecting their own, their own insecurities? And like you said,
it's hard to do that in real life, in person. It's hard to project when you're there, when you have to be in the moment. And even debating with people, and we're like, I've been in like the Ripple conference room and gotten to talk to these big dogs like Dave Schwartz or whatever, and all these people. Like, dude's cool as shit, bro. I would totally smoke with that dude any day of the week. But some people would say, oh, fuck him because of Ripple. I'm like, really? That's racist. Like, that's the problem with tribalism. That is a human issue that you need to be consciously aware of and do proactive shit against it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that's really, so I was aware of the problem of tribalism, but not really aware of how it felt to experience it until just a day before I met you when I went to the BSV conference. And being there with those people, I realized that I wasn't,
I told you not to go. I warned you.
That was before I went to the BSV. I met you after.
Oh, you did go after. That's right. Yeah. I remember that.
I interviewed Craig one day, and then I think I met you that night outside of Crypto Chicks.
Yes, you did. I remember that now. I told you not to go back, I think is what I said. You were going to go to one of their after events. I was like, don't do it. Don't go back.
No, but that's the thing is that, like, when you do that, you realize, hey, it's not just this unlikable front man who is building on this project. There's all kinds of other stuff going on here.
Well, that was my thing with Bitcoin Cash, was just like, I didn't like the way Roger was acting, so I didn't like Bitcoin Cash. And that's like fucking such an immature response, but it was hailed as virtuous at the time. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like you're almost like, respected for being ignorant. It's weird. So like I was being fed props for being ignorant, and that fed my ignorance even more, and like, dude, I can't tell you how many times I had to stop myself from saying Roger Ver founded Bitcoin Cash, because it's not a thing that happened. It's just like a perception. And even I have it, but like a lot of people, like the same amount of people that think the dollar's backed by gold, think that Bitcoin Cash and Roger are like the thing. He's just like, he was doing the same thing for Bitcoin as he's doing for Bitcoin Cash. No more involved in the fork than that.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And that's big of you to admit also. I think a lot of people, there's a lot of pride in this space, man, that fuels that tribalism and that toxicity. People are unwilling to just make a change publicly, talk about it, and then just say like, hey, I was wrong.
You get ridiculed, man. I mean, like the moment you go, for the past, 30 years of my life, this isn't a thing, by the way. Analogy, everybody. I'm against gay marriage. For my whole life, I'm against gay marriage. and then I wake up one day after having a conversation with somebody and realizing I'm a bigot, I am now pro-gay marriage. Society will not accept me. Even the pro-gay marriage society won't accept me with my new opinion because of my old opinion. Even if your opinion switches for the narrative of the good of the majority, you're still shunned. So it's almost counterintuitive to your own self-surviving instincts. You're like that self-preservation that everybody has to change your opinion once it has been vocal in public, because you're ridiculed now by both sides, and you're now in your like you're an outcast from everybody. So it's a lose-lose situation when people decide to get more levels of woke because they realize there's less and less people at those levels available to speak to or listen to them at.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. I'm trying to give you props. I'm trying to praise behavior that I think is a good influence on the space, because it's very clear that, like you're saying, that you're not willing to continue to say things like, yeah, Roger Ver is responsible for Bitcoin Cash. You just said he's not. But you were under the delusion at some point, or just the false impression that he was.
It was totally a delusion, man. It was like that was the narrative, though, from the mainstream of crypto mainstream media, you know? And it's like the same brainwashing tactics the actual mainstream used. And it's like, shit, I thought I was woke. And then I realized I was just at a level of woke that they have matured to brainwashing at. Fuck, they have evolved with me.
You're right. It's like trying to get rid of ego, but like your ego keeps retreating back.
It's Agent Smith, bro. No matter how many levels into the Matrix I get, this dude's following me. And it's just marketing, manipulation, brainwashing tactics, but we all fall for it. Even as adults, I'll see a commercial for a toy, I still want it. And then I have to remind myself, I have a beard. Stop buying toys in the kids section. You don't have children, you weirdo.
But I mean, but what if it came with a limited edition card inside that you could turn into an NFT? There's a justification. Let me fuel this bad habit.
Let's do this. Because, I'm waiting for Funko Pops. I have not bought a Funko Pop because I have to remind myself I am an adult and I am not a child that buys toys. I put away childish things. I'm not a child. I put away those things. But if they tokenize Funko Pops, bro, I probably would have a decent shelf full of that shit.
Wow. Oh, man. Okay, so I think basically we probably let enough advertisers and crypto people in on your levers as you need it for one night, right? Like if you want to, this is expose. This is how you can manipulate Kenn Bosak, audience.
Yeah, just tokenize it. I'll definitely buy it. Like, shut up and take my crypto.
That's awesome. Got a couple questions in the chat that are directed to Kenn. One is from Drake and Raven, who is asking, Kenn, you're unbanked. So what would you do? This is a huge hypothetical. What would you do if crypto just disappeared?
The thing I was going to do before I found out crypto existed. I was done with fiat before I even knew Bitcoin was an option or an alternative means. I'd probably just do gold and get a gold-backed debit card. Use the gold standard. That's an option I didn't know was a thing until I decided to get away from fiat. And then I fell into like gold. And there's like same thing with like, the BitPay card or the Uphold card or with the finance card. There's gold exchanges that have gold cards that they use gold with staking dividend bullshit. Same shit. So, I mean, I would probably just go to the gold standard and use that until the apocalypse, and then I guess gunpowder and knowing how to make a bullet is probably the most valuable currency that will be in existence.
Dude, you are so not wrong. And it sounds like you haven't been tracking the price of 9mm, which is like the most common bullet out there.
And I do. I talked to Rob from Tusk quite a bit, and he turned me on to looking at supply chains. I have people have charts up of like shitcoins. I've had charts up of like weird supply chains, like fucking precious metals coming in and out of different countries and looking at nothing moving. And like our export, like corn, what have we been exporting during lockdown, bro? Like, where's this money going to come from? And how is it going to be reflected on the store shelves when the supply chain really starts to display what it's like? It's broken. It's just not displaying how broken it is. Dude, I'm like, you thought toilet paper was hard to get at the beginning of this pandemic, dude. Wait till a few more months from now. If they don't ease up on this lockdown, the suburbs will be fucking protesting. Like no one's ready for the suburbs to be protesting.
Right. No, totally, man. So yeah, when you brought up potentially like ammo, for example, it sounds like all prepper materials. That's going to become a fallback for you, maybe.
Right. Well, I looked into other things too, like electronic parts. So I'm worried about Americans getting mining equipment during all of this, and the hash power getting like out of control. I'm worried about repair parts that need to come from other countries like India, China, which are for like medical equipment, farming equipment, cell phones, and laptops. A lot of these IC chips, processors, logic boards, all of it is imported in bulk. And right now, that surplus bulk has been whittled down to where it's starting to reflect scarcity. And I'm waiting to see people decide, buying these GPUs and things again aren't just for mining now. It's going to be for preppers, for crypto preppers. You got MREs for your regular preppers. You're going to have GPUs for your crypto preppers. Watch.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. That hopefully that answers Drake and Raven's question. That's what you would do if crypto just disappeared. Sounds like you were already turned on to stuff that was rare, scarce, and that you're still thinking that way.
So
I'm not going back to fiat. I'd rather use Pokemon cards on the street corner. I know somebody who would give me weed for a Charizard all day. That's not even it would be easier to use Pokemon cards as currency right now than Bitcoin.
Oh my gosh. That guy also, he's like, I know it's another Charizard, but times are tough.
Yeah,
I'll take that Charizard.
So maybe one more question. I don't know. What do you think? We're pushing 9 o'clock. I have to get my daughter to bed.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Thank you.
I put away my whole night for you guys, but that's because I know I was going to talk a lot. So.
I would love to stay and talk, Ken, but yeah, I have to get her to bed so she can get up for school tomorrow.
Definitely. Well, and I appreciate it, man. Because seriously, again, this is a great get for us to be able to hang out. Like, honestly, if you wanted to make this a semi-regular thing,
100%. Keep it on the calendar. Just keep booking it. Send me the invite. I'll 100% make it routine. Guaranteed.
That'd be awesome, man. Yeah, so the DCA Adventure, a couple of it's a group of a whole bunch of people who are from like all the way from Oklahoma and Arizona out to New York, and they do a couple of weekly live streams, and it just seems like the federated approach within crypto, like we're stronger together. So that'd be awesome.
Mind if I show my sponsors before we go?
In fact, I meant to tag them, and I think I did, but please do. Yeah.
So shout out to coinflip.tech. If you're looking for an ATM machine and you want to do Bitcoin with the same interaction, look for CoinFlip ATM. That's coinflip.tech. I can probably guarantee there's one near you. Like there's so many. Let's see. There's the Divi project. So if you're really into staking and masternode stuff and you want something as easy as like an Amazon experience for setting up your node or staking, check out the Divi project. And then Hodl It app, which is pretty cool because I used to use Lawnmower way back in the day. It doesn't exist. But Hodl It is basically a way to where every time you use your debit card to buy like a cup of coffee, it rounds up to the nearest dollar and will use that to fill up your portfolio. So you could have it all Bitcoin, or you could have like 50 cents go towards like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, or whatever like the roundup is. So that's really cool. So shout out to the sponsors for supporting me and making it possible for me to have my Bitcoin faucet on Twitter, because that's really cool to just, I think I've given away $800 in faucet in 30 days.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so I said that the other day on Facebook. I was like, I gave away $800 on Twitter. You guys might want to come over from Facebook, guys.
That's rad. So while you mentioning the names of your sponsors, I've gone ahead and shown them on screen as well. So if you want to show them this segment, hopefully they'll be pleased to see all their stuff is there.
So do we have one more question for one more? I mean, because I can do 25 4 times, or
Yeah, totally. We got one more question. Have we already done 3?
We've done 3.
Got it. Okay, so there are 2 questions left, and I'm gonna run them past you, nerd girl, and you're gonna decide. So, and I'm gonna keep them anonymous, so you guys know it's fair. She can't see who asked. One question is, Ken, what country used BTC most efficiently? And the other question is, what coin would you recommend your mom buy?
Do I answer both of them, or do I just pick one?
I'm gonna ask Nerd Girl to pick one.
For the money. I like the second question. What coin would you recommend for your mom to buy?
I like the first one, but that's also like because the second one is so good of a meme, it has to be the winner. But I want to answer both, if that's all right.
Both, yes. I just only had one more prize a myth.
All right. So for which country I've had like the most success using Bitcoin in would probably be Canada, like 100% Canada. They have like this thing called Netcoins up there, and there's like basically they're like drug dealers. There's like a dude named John on every street corner, and he has an app on his phone called Netcoins. And you can open your Netcoins app and just find John on the street corner and be like, "Yo, John, I want to buy and sell Bitcoin." And it's like a human Bitcoin ATM. So it's like third party through Netcoins. You don't have to worry about getting ripped off, either one of you. And it's really cool. So it's in person. You meet in a public space. So like I constantly had my Netcoin Bitcoin dealer meet me outside of the dispensaries in Canada so I could buy cannabis. So I would just have the guy meet me right outside the dispensary. I would go inside. I'd run up my bill. I'd come back out and I'd be like, "All right, dude, my bill's like $230. Will you buy that for me or send me the money? And here's the Bitcoin." So like Canada was really cool with that infrastructure with Netcoins. And then they have like some other cool stuff like Buns. It's centralized. It's not really a crypto thing, but like it's almost like a swap meet centralized currency thing. It's really cool. But you can go to like almost any food truck in Canada and use these Buns coins to get food, and bars accept it, barber shops accept it. So Canada is like way more crypto than I've found anywhere in the US to be. Potentially Vegas is like about it, but like all of Canada is like crypto ready.
Nice.
I've used Buns before as well, and I think it's a cool project.
I love Buns. I bought jewelry with it. I bought food with it. I mean, dude, even Max Kaiser talked about it in one of his videos once. It's like such an interesting little project. And yeah, it's centralized. It's not the crypto. It's not supposed to be. It wasn't an ICO. Get over it. It's just a neat idea that people are using. You have tons of merchants and people using it to basically barter goods and services with tokenized barter value. Like, I'll give you 10 buns if you fix my, boot. And then you take the 10 buns to get 3 beers. It's like, and then the 3 beers guys takes those buns to get food after work. It's like, I love that. And that's cool. So and Canada is like really like, it's just so awesome. I love Canada. Can't wait to live there.
Guys, last t-shirt idea. In Canada, everybody is touching each other's buns.
Shit, bro. That is a good t-shirt. That is, you got some good ones, man. You definitely you should just be on Teespring for like 3 hours and just go at it.
I've just been a dad for too long, man. It's just I only think in dad jokes. So
see, that's a good thing t-shirts are sold in dad jokes.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So Kenn.
Oh, and my mom. What would I recommend my mom buy? Honestly, I don't. As far as like a coin would go, I would just, besides Bitcoin, the obvious answer, which nobody cares to hear, I would probably say a stable coin. I would probably be like, "Hey, mom, check out this USDC thing. It doesn't volatile in value. It stays worth $1, not like that Bitcoin thing that, you're used to seeing move 10, 20% each direction. It's always going to be worth $1, but it has the same power of Bitcoin by sending it, anywhere you have the key for it. It's your money, so it's like, I think stable coins are totally underappreciated when it comes to mass adoption. I just think, again, it's more of tribalism, and it's not good for the cause. Like, find a need, fill it. Don't, make somebody have a problem that they don't have just because you have a solution to sell them. So stable coins, I think, have a long way to contribute, and people are just holding it back from contributing.
Oh, decentralized has entered the chat.
Decentralized, my bro.
He's getting ready to tear you a new one for that answer, man. He's really upset.
I don't have my phone died. I don't know where my charger is.
Oh man. Okay.
We got to wrap this up. Have a couple people who have won who
I default crypto.
I haven't checked. I need your SLP addresses. Want to thank our giveaway sponsor again, Roger Veer. Thank you very much for sponsoring tonight's episode, our giveaway. And buy shirts on Mineyour.Biz. Follow Kenn. Follow Seth. Follow me.
Don't follow me. Stop. I don't want any. Stop following me. I have too many followers. I can't talk to them all, and I have too much pressure. It's hard. I'm trying to engage with everybody, and I think I don't know. I don't know if my sponsors would be upset, but I have considered going private for a little bit just so I could actually engage with my community and actually have a genuine community rather than just like people following me that I don't know, because it starts to feel like stalkery creeperness when you get down to it. You're like, oh shit, you've been following me for 5 years on Twitter and I've never replied to one of your comments on a thread. I'm a dick.
You get stand a lot. That's what it is.
Right. So I think, I don't know. It's like, it's cool to have followers and stuff, but I also think it's cool not to have too many, because then it starts to become like the whole Spider-Man thing, like in crypto. I fucking hate it. Like, with great responsibility or great power or great followers comes great responsibility. I'm like, if I have 100,000 followers and you guys get mad at me for being me that I am today, just because I have more followers and you expect me to be like, you know, a better person for the industry because I'm such influence and blah blah. Fuck you, bro. Why are you so serious? Straight up, I want to do the whole Joker. Why are you so serious? To people that get like that.
Well, here's my challenge to you then. And it is because I think you're totally right to feel that way. And you've had that personal experience. Nobody else has the right to tell you what to do with your platform, right? Like nobody's earned it. Nobody's done what you've done. Nobody's got those same pressures. Maybe there's somebody who's in like a lateral air quotes influencer field, but you know, nobody gets to tell you what to do from the cheap seats, so to speak. This is my challenge though, because I think that you have a lot to offer. There are some, due to changing legislation, apparently it's possible for people who maybe don't have whatever, $5 million in assets with $1 million in liquid assets, but people who just have just a Series 7 or a Series 65 FINRA certification to be able to obtain accredited investor status. I think that's something that you can totally do. I think that you know enough about it. And this is a lot of pressure, I know, but I don't mean it with any pressure. Just, you know, just love.
I can't because it'd be too implementing now. I haven't done my taxes in 6 years, dude. Ever since I had the word Bitcoin come into my vocabulary, I refuse to even step foot near an H&R Block. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But so like I have that, right? And I got into Bitcoin at 400. I did spend some at 20K and I did not give a shit who saw it. So I know I'm on a list of some coin. And not paying taxes for the past 6 years, I also applied for the stimulus check and Trump sent me $1,200. So I'm really not trying to do any more like red flags than I'm getting away with, because like I'm not lying. I'm currently filing for unemployment and welfare, and I am going to see if the system is broken enough to let somebody like me fall through the cracks and get free fucking money, because I should not be able to have obtained that stimulus check. Okay. I know people that actually need it that did not get it.
So you realize you're making.
I haven't paid taxes for 4 years.
Yeah, and I'm working on back taxes because I batch them in a specific interval. So yeah, same. Yeah, but here's my point. You're making my point for me. Imagine then that being the case, that you actually get your Series 65. They give it to you. It's not the same as like working for a bank where they do a ton of background checks and all that stuff matters to them. It's just a certification. It's like going to get. It's like going to be certified for scuba or welding.
Dude, welfare is almost like a fucking maze labyrinth. So you might as well just send me the form. It's probably like easy mode compared to this hardcore paperwork. And you know, I'm only doing it because my stepdad's on unemployment, and I was talking to him the other day. I didn't know this, but he needs to file for unemployment, and he only gets a 30-minute window once a week to file. Yeah. So if he misses that window, he has to wait a week and it doesn't roll over.
Okay.
Right. And I didn't know that it was like that many hoops to jump. So I kind of want to go through the experience myself and see what that's like, because I never knew like that was even a thing. But he's like, yeah, I have a welfare app. You have to go on like the welfare app or unemployment app, and you have to fill out all the information that you always fill out. It's always the same bank information. It's like you're always reapplying for it every week. So you're not getting, you have to reapply every week. Yeah, it's weird. So I want to look more into it by actually doing it. So I think it'll work. So I'm doing it. I don't care what happens, and I'll just use all the government's money to give away on Bitcoin. I don't give a shit.
That's awesome, man. Okay, well, maybe follow up there, but still, I'm saying
no. Send me the link, and I will accept your challenge. I wonder how long it will take me to get certified, because that would just be ironic.
Yeah, I think it'd be amazing. And I think that you do a heck of a lot of good being somebody that has real empathy for people that aren't accredited investors with 8 figures in the bank. trying to figure out like, how do I get into this industry? Because the rules are changing.
Yeah, that's what got me into it. I don't know if I talked about that here, but it's like I couldn't get into an IPO. I saw the IPO go from $2 or $4 to like $25, and I didn't know better. I just thought that's the earliest opportunity for anybody that wasn't already in to get in. So I bought the moment it went public for $25, and all the people that got in during the IPO that were accredited, they dumped it down to $8. So they were still up double their original investment. And I was down way more than I would ever see back, and that moment right there was just like, I'll never become a accredited investor with this gateway. It'll never happen. Nobody can become a accredited investor if they're not already a accredited investor. The opportunities they don't exist.
Yeah, but it just changed. It just changed. If you have a Series 7 or a Series 65,
I'm in.
You can make it.
In.
Doesn't matter what you're holding. You have the credentials now.
All right, I gotta go. My kid's calling me. You guys can keep talking.
I gotta go too, man. My brother's like been waiting to smoke and everything. I mean,
all right.
I love you guys. This has been so much fun. Thank you again, Roger Veer, for the SLP stablecoins. That's lit. I love you, bro. And shout out to everybody who tuned in. Irish Crypto, Bitcoin Dude, Sound Genie, and everybody. You're awesome.
Yeah, guys, we will see you on the next one. Good night.
Have a day.